Is there an agenda?
Oh, yep, I have them on printer.
Yeah, I don't know. So when I emailed him back, I said, Tim, if you need something. I said, you have your phone. But you know what? He'll never. He will never.
I'm the same way. I'm just so strong.
He will never ask.
I
Did Janie tell you that I got to all that beautiful equipment that you
read
have?
it.
Hey, John. Good, how are you?
She gained, she
Okay,
came
done.
back to say she's 8
Yeah.
now.
Nice in here.
Yeah.
So,
She's such a little thing.
I know, but the formula's working. Yeah. And I told her yesterday, I said, you need to feed her more. That's why she's fussing. Had to have the doctor tell her that, because, you know, I didn't raise 2 kids.
Well.
So,
I
did the same thing.
it's fine.
You think that these boots are no? And they have formula, my father kept saying, get a bottle of formula and get some cereal and feed it. That's all he did is cry.
Yeah, I saw that.
And she's in the same picture.
Okay, the classroom, right?
Yeah, you're
So,
3 minutes.
yeah, it's 6:02. Okay. I don't know where everybody is, but I'll open the board meeting up at 6:02. And we're gonna open with public hearing for a local law to change the town clerk's position to an elective appointed position. So,
Bad news.
anybody have any comments? Hand that to Dudley. On it, because at the last board meeting, which there's no board members here except John and myself, we wanted it changed from a 2-year to a 1-year.
Wasn't her last board meeting.
She was on vacation. So, and I didn't change the, it's a typo. I tried to change it before the local law, but I can't because I don't know how to run, it's a PDF and I don't know how to change it to a Word.
And I think declared letter, but I don't think it's an issue.
Because we did discuss it at the
We
last
voted-
board
We did
meeting.
vote on it, so it's not like we didn't vote on it.
So the proposition would say, I'd have to have the lawyer rewrite it to a 1-year. And it would, instead of biannual, it'd be annual organization meeting. But as per usual, no one's here.
The proposition doesn't mention how many years. The proposition just mentions changing it.
To local law, that's, I know
To
that.
appointed.
So that's why, because it was discussed at the last board meeting.
So instead of the term of 2 years, that's just.
Just like all positions. one position.
But I'll email, the lawyer to make sure
Yeah.
and have him correct it. But as of the last board meeting, it was voted on to change it to a 1-year. So,
I do already have those propositions. I have to bring them to the Board of Election for their approval because they mentioned wanting something more in the proposition.
Yeah, they told me the lawyer would write those for us. Where did you get those from?
The lawyer,
Oh,
that's my job. I have
where,
to get the propositions and I have to present them to the Board of Elections. Board of Elections said they wanted the local law mentioned. I spoke with Merzig and he said to clarify that.
well, we
So-
need to see the propositions, what the wording is, if we want to change any of it. Because it may not be worded the way the board wants.
It's worded the same as how the top of the local law. Do the people want
Well, do you have a copy of it, so you can give the board?
to vote, and not just yet, because I have to get it to the Board of Elections to see where they want the local law inserted. Because they said they want the local law referenced, so we can't finish it until the local laws pass, and then we have them numbered.
Did you do yours, at the village with was yours a mandatory referendum or permissive referendum, do you know?
For the,
Your clerk
for the clerk
changing.
position, that is, before Pete.
Oh, so you don't know.
I was probably warmer climes at that point.
Well, you know, and it might have been because the clerk was moving out of the district. That might have been why they did it, because she wasn't gonna be in the village. I think that might have been why they did it.
Yeah, I am not sure. I thought that that was a separate action after that decision.
Oh, okay. I don't know for sure
And,
either.
But right
Because
now,
I mean, there's
It
good
is-
points, there's good points and there's bad points.
it is, it's every 2 years. And the organizational meetings every year, but the clerk treasurer position is every 2 years.
I'm
So you
wondering
do
if
that.
there's a
So you
reason.
do that for every 2 years?
Yes.
Maybe that's why the lawyer recommended to. We'll have to find out.
Yeah.
But you said the
Don't make
highway,
It don't make sense, you might as well leave it for them. If you're gonna,
right, if you
I mean-
leave it the same as what we got it,
I mean, to me, like Randy's position every year.
right. I never saw
But the
when they
point is,
changed it.
the
They
point
did that years ago and I never saw the verbiage of it. So,
Well, not a lot of them, not that many are appointed.
no.
A lot of them are elected, but like the assessor is the assessor 5 or 6?
The assessor's not under our control though, that's through the
But that's what I
state.
mean,
Yeah,
there,
but still. you
there
have
might
appointed.
be certain positions that have to be a certain number of years, and that might be why.
And that
they
might
did
be
it.
why, so we'll have to confirm the lawyer first.
Fine. All right.
Roy, we're just in, public hearing for the, what you call it right now, and of course, none of the public wants to talk to us. Which you always say is not a bad thing.
I'll be back in a second.
Okay,
One thing that you might want to have in mind, and it's not publicly advertised, but I found it to be helpful, and all personalities out of it. Sometimes it's good to have take the current person that's in it, if in fact you appoint, if in fact you decide to appoint, to have that person be held on over for
To do training.
a few months. That way, your board members, if in fact you have a significant change in board, then they get a chance to see, because that is the most important day-to-day person, except for perhaps your highway supervisor.
yeah,
And what happened with us was we had 3 new board members, 3 out of 5. Here we are, we're voting on the court treasurer. We didn't know whether the court, we were just citizens. We had no idea how good or bad the court treasurer was. So we just, here, sign this right now, Sherman T. Potter, and,
right.
and I wanted to have our guys be familiar with the job that is expected, and also to be familiar with the individual's performance of the job.
Right.
And it wasn't that it was a penalty or anything like that. I just wanted to have everybody comfortable. Yes, this person is our go-to guy or gal.
Yeah. I'm on both sides. I can see where it could be beneficial, but I could see where it's not beneficial too. Because like it could be job security for somebody that they wouldn't have to run and have a chance to lose their job. But it also, like Roy has stated, it takes a vote away from the public. But then, like the superintendent of highways, I still don't understand why more towns don't do what we did, because you could get anybody. I could run for that. I don't even know what equipment you have. You know what I mean? I'm like, what is that again? That's what's scary about that job. It's, it's a lot more to, you need to know something about heavy equipment operating, I would think.
I hope.
But,
Yeah,
and just like this, you need to know some typing, some,
Oh, yeah,
so it's,
As a point, you maybe very few of people, well, I think. And most people don't want to go out and get things.
that's the caveat to it. You don't have to borrow the public to go get the signatures. And just like the next local law we're gonna do is the supervisor, I have mixed feelings about that too.
Yeah.
Why
So,
wouldn't you make all elected positions in local government appointed then?
and.
I mean, the board has some very big decisions. They're spending taxpayer dollars and approving.
Right, that's why there's 5 of us instead of 1.
Yeah, there's not just one person doing it all.
We gotta make a decision.
clerk doesn't
Okay.
vote.
And that's why, I like that it's staggered. But like I said, a lot of people for the next one, they've changed. So I have mixed feelings on it, and I don't really know if the public would go for it.
I don't either, that's why I put it up there,
Yeah,
that's why I want to, and I've always thought of that for many years.
oh, you've said it for years.
And,
You've said
So
it for
is
years.
this the only public meeting to inform the public of this before it goes on the ballot?
Yes,
yes.
Are there gonna be any articles in the newspaper or
Was.
anything like that that will explain this whole thing? The reasoning behind it, pros and cons?
we
So the
could,
public could know what's going on?
we could call the paper and tell
It's
them.
it's an election year,
Yeah.
it's a presidential election year, that means you're gonna have a lot of people voting,
Right,
and they need to be informed voters.
yeah,
I'll
Yeah, we
tell you
can
what
put
I
something
do,
in the
if I
Gazette.
don't know what's going on, or I don't know the person, I leave it blank, I don't vote yes or no, I
right.
leave it blank,
You don't vote at all.
I don't vote at all.
Yeah. No, we could do that when it gets closer to the election. We had to do this now because we have to have it turned in by
Right.
August. So that's the only thing. I mean, we could do a public thing at a firehouse or have, advertise.
Now, do you need a public referendum afterwards? Is this a,
This is mandatory. You have to have people vote on it. It's a mandatory
okay, so
referendum.
this is not a.
This is just to get it on
Just to get it
the
on-
ballot.
To get it on the ballot.
Just to get it on the ballot. It has to go on the ballot. And if it didn't pass on the ballot, it's dead in the water. If we put it out to the public and it doesn't pass. So,
And if it doesn't pass, then the
That's fine.
public is telling you what
There
they
you go.
want.
Move on.
Yeah.
Just like
yeah,
everything.
and then we leave it, just like,
Just like the decisions we make together. Sometimes
just
we-
like that's why we didn't want to
sometimes
vote for the
we-
police. We wanted the
Right.
public to vote for the police. We didn't want to close it just because we thought they weren't getting their money's worth. We wanted the public to decide.
So the propositions that he has are, shall the New Berlin Town Clerk / Treasurer, which that's not what that's called, so he'll have to change that. Change from elected to appointed and serve at the pleasure of the town board commencing, it would have to be, he wasn't sure of the date, but my term ends in 27, so that would start in
28.
28. And the other is, because it has to be a yes or no, and shall the term of office for the town supervisor of the town of New Berlin be extended from 2 years to 4 years, commencing with the term of office that begins January 1 of 26.
That's so far that he's wrote
So they just have to be yes or no
answers.
questions, but the Board of Elections told me that they needed
Because they emailed me a couple samples too.
referencing the local law.
Right.
And so I told him that, and then he asked me to send these to them and ask them where they would like it inserted, or because he doesn't know if, he said that he's never done that in the past, and he doesn't know if it's something new that's come up. So he asked me to contact them, so I left a message today for Board of Elections.
And because I know Green has done it, there's a couple of towns that have done the supervisor already, because they sent me samples. She emailed me samples. So. And should I wait 2 minutes longer, because we were 2 minutes late?
If you-
Well,
nobody here,
there's nobody here, so. All right, so I'll close the public meeting for the first local law of the town clerk position. And open,
so go in there now.
no, we vote on it at the next one. This is just for people to discuss. Because it's in our new business to vote. And we'll open to change the supervisor term from 2 years to 4 years. And again, I am,
And to me, this is no-brainer. And you keep getting out
Well,
2 years and boom,
it's because
out
then
and you're on your way, or you may get up.
it is, like you just get
Same time.
warmed up, you've learned everything,
They're
you've
terrible.
spent money on the supervisor, going to training, if you send them to training, and then wham, you could lose all your money and you have to start all over again. So that's a good thing.
And bad, you might Like the two.
That's right. The other good thing is we'd all be running at one election time.
Right.
And then the other two board members would be running at one election time. So it would be three. And, because I don't,
It's still like that now.
we have
Still
two
that way.
The
and
supervisor runs with two, and then the two board members run on their own.
on their own.
Right.
So,
You know,
but
in 2 years, you know more, get on and you gotta run again.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
like a
hard
year.
part, you're just getting your feet wet.
you are. And like I said, if you, like me, you had to send me to training. Bob already was at Village. We didn't have to send Bob to training. Whoever comes next might have to go to training. That was $800 and some you invested in me for 2 years.
Well, the thing, yeah, the thing of it is, you, just like with you, in the last year and a half or so, since you decided to really take the position, you looked into it for a while, or, you know, the time you take. And this is into the first year pretty far, the second year, you know, and then all of a sudden, something comes along and somebody else runs and gets it, you start all over again.
Yeah.
If the town had a big project going, especially if the supervisor was pretty much the leader of that project, it would be good to carry the project with the same person, because a lot of times, the next person comes in, and it's like, oh, well, when my anyway, so. it kind of does, and all the adjustments
Right.
with it.
Sarah, we're in our second public for the supervisor. So, and we're saying if it's good or bad. I have some mixed feelings, but I have talked to, like, the guy in green is 4-year term. He says it's just much easier. Like,
It's always easier.
yeah,
I could see it being easier, because just as you get underway, the only downfall I see of it is you could already not find anybody to run even for a 2-year commitment. How much harder will it be to get somebody who will agree to a 4-year commitment?
I'm thinking more people would want to do it for 4 years instead of 2 years, because it's a hassle to go get on the ballot, to go get the signatures.
It could be.
I think that
One year,
would might
one year,
get
that's
more
like-
people into it to do 4 years.
If they understood the job, I mean, you know, sometimes some hot issue comes along, all of a sudden somebody decides they're gonna step in and fix the world, where they don't really understand even the issue, but, you know, that just happens.
Yeah. I mean, I rely a lot on, I have learned so much from the supervisor at county, because I ask questions all the time. And a lot of them have been on for many, many years. I mean, we had, I think, 4 or 5 new ones this year. And I think we're gonna lose some more. But, because we lost RC today, he's retiring, he's the audit guy, and he is awesome. He's answered every question every time I've called him. And I was sad, he was choked up today too, when we were saying goodbye to him. He got teary, he'd been there, he has served 37 years, I think 33, just in Shenango County. So they had a nice thing for him today. But it's a lot, it's definitely a lot. And it's a lot of more work than I anticipated it to be. So, especially trying to run a business and do this.
You'll have 4 years now, maybe.
No, I'm not committing to the next one yet. Not yet. Gotta give me a little time. Is that my phone or is that your phone?
No, all right,
It's not
mine's in
mine.
the truck.
Okay,
Yeah, we can drive the truck.
okay. Mine's off.
It's too hot to keep
I
it.
usually,
You're right.
if I don't.
I left mine on the dash.
Yesterday.
Fucking melted.
So-
That's gotta be
It's like somebody's pressing a volume button,
Yeah.
turning a volume
Yes,
on.
that's what it sounds like.
Is it mine?
No,
Well, there
it's
might
a
be.
flip phone, that's the sound flip phone makes, that's not a
He doesn't have a flip phone, he has a smartphone.
No,
Oh,
mine
sorry.
does that too. If I were to try to make my volume louder, mine's on silent though, so.
I don't know. Okay, just how many more minutes? That's my
Yeah.
phone.
I think Teresa's comment's very good though. I think that, and the best way to do it is, I don't know what your official newspaper is, whether it's the Sun or the Gazette, but put it in the Sun, because the Sun's gonna put it in the Gazette anyway.
So if we advertise, put a thing in that this
Just
is,
put in informational articles so that
Yeah.
people have some kind of an idea
Why we're
of
doing it.
Sun's
of the
very good at selling
rationale
over
behind what you're doing.
okay. I gotta tell you, I really like, and I don't know why I get this, but I get I don't even know what it's called, the Sherburne paper. Since I've been a supervisor, they send it to me.
Maybe they do that, just
And they put
Mhm.
all their
She's
stuff, like there's a thing that, of their board meeting, like they have a little
Her-
whole article about
her
what their
brother,
town's
her
doing.
brother is Dave Swanston, by me. So she's from the Bronx, so.
Oh,
She looked at
okay,
her
yeah, I get,
that's probably, you know,
yeah, I
they
get a
probably
copy
don't
of that.
think
It's
about it.
very interesting to see how they list all their stuff that they're doing in the town. So I'm like, gosh, we probably should do that. Someone's gotta type that up. And it ain't me, Sarah. And you know it. I do have one lady at county's gonna give me a typing thing to learn how to type. She goes, I want to have the easiest thing for you to learn how to type.
Oh, good.
I said, okay. So
Maybe I could have just asked the school.
that's what she's like. It's like a game you play and you learn. So, but that's my downfall is the computers. I don't know how to work them. So, I'm getting better, but I can send an email.
Did you have Miss Beaniac to teach you how to type? Yeah, she used to smack my finger with that rule.
She wasn't quite that aggressive when I had
Yeah,
her.
I got an email to you and asked if you would sign it.
Yes, although I didn't get to take these
Is this the one you had the questions on?
because I hadn't had English 12 yet. I was trying to get a Regents diploma.
Right.
It came from somebody from
So I
County
had to
Show
learn how
and
to
it emailed me.
Not that I can type as good as
And,
you here. It's just not.
Roy, could you please sign this? That's what it said. My email, I'll show it to you after.
Tried to bypass it, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never got a building permit by email before. It was
Is
the
that the
weirdest
one
thing.
on 23, Roy?
I don't think it's the same one.
Oh.
No, this is,
I was gonna say,
location is 5013 State Route 8, the Grove.
I thought it was, and it came to my county email.
Then the contact information says owner is AMS New Grown DG LLC.
Dollar General.
See, it says, good morning, Mr. Stockwell. Could you please sign and return? So I printed it out. Yeah.
Is it in the town of Monroe?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's the code enforcement secretary, Shelley Weston.
Well, must be, did Ian sign it?
estimated cost of construction, 14,500. If I do a job that big, I have to have plans.
Well, Ian must be. Ian
Yeah, that came in
Gothenburg.
my email, so I didn't know.
That's Ian.
Well, I got that one to Ian office or whatever, it was like, yeah, that's okay, just sign it. Well, there was no insurance information on that either. Which,
And if we want to have this discussion, if we have a modular home, that thing got signed several times by circumventing the planning board. There's one down on Martin Road, no paperwork, and yet it went right over there to the county. Somebody signed it, and now he's putting an addition on it.
Is
He doesn't, yeah, he is. He doesn't have enough room for a popcorn, you know what there. And it is not right, and it makes me angry every time I go by it.
I've never seen that. That's why I printed it out. I've never got an email for a
Is
building
the Dollar
permit.
General down by you, Wendy, is that town or village?
That would be town, because the
That is
village
town?
line ends.
It's just
at-
before it, right? Yeah, that's what it is. It's the Dollar General down by you.
okay, so if it's that Dollar General, but still, I mean,
They have plans what they're doing.
there's no, it tells us the cost. So they can get a figure on how much they're supposed to pay for building permit, and I see they've got that taken care of.
Yeah, exactly.
Were there any other attachments?
But we don't know.
That was
we don't
the
know what they're-
attachment.
We don't know what they're doing.
Well, they agree.
Gonna be a big vending machine.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any
Yeah,
other.
there's room, not enough room there.
Yeah,
What more?
contractor.
That's Long
He
Island.
put in, you know, that's, he
Farmingdale.
says he's got that kind of insurance, but there's no policy number that I see.
How many pages did you get? 4. Oh, okay. That's how many I got on the attachment.
Throw them on back a little.
Oh, you got more than that, shouldn't burn it off.
No, I got 4. 1, 2,
Oh,
3,
okay.
4.
That's what I did print, but-
Yeah, but I don't see any other attachments. But Sarah's looking because,
I mean, I signed some of them, whether it's just a hand drawn and, you know, I build a radius,
You got a plan.
your own porch or something, and just a
something.
pencil sketch, and it's.
They're not even telling us what they're doing.
That's the only thing on there.
Okay.
You believe about that?
All right, I'm gonna close. What time is that?
It's standing upright. There you go.
6:26, and we got 4 minutes. Do you want me to go ahead or wait 4 minutes?
Wait for a minute.
Okay.
We leave it.
Yeah, I've never seen that. Do you want me to email them or what do you want me to do with that?
This came from county.
They emailed it to my county email, not to my town email, to the county email from the code enforcement secretary from the Shenango County.
She's the secretary, who sent it to you.
Yeah, she emailed it to me.
Yeah, but address to Mr. Stockwell.
She said, "Good morning, Mr. Stockwell. Could you please sign and return?
That's fine.
Attach permit back to me." I would greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, that's fine, but have they got plans of what they're doing? I mean, the whole point of us signing the permits, rather.
Is this
than
the
see what
same
they're doing,
one,
what they're doing,
Sarah?
So that we know what's going on.
That's the same as, because I emailed it to here,
It
so I
doesn't,
printed
Ian
it.
usually brings them here, right? Ian usually brings them here and you look at it.
Whoever,
Ian
right?
sends them to me.
Right time.
Ian emails them to me, and then I print them out and.
Yeah, I've never
Right.
seen
Give
anything
it to
like
Roy.
this before.
Or just reply back to it and say, please forward the supporting documentation.
Do that for me, will you?
Okay.
She can do it on the phone quicker than I can go in the computer and turn the computer on.
But,
Say there's no
No, like-
plans
like I
and,
say, I'm not the guy that wants to be picky about everybody getting a permit for this and that, but on the other hand, the whole purpose of us bothering to sign
You know what's
is
going
so
on.
that we know what you're building. You know,
and it doesn't say anything.
No plans.
I don't see any plans. I mean, maybe they're building it on, maybe they're, who knows what's going
Do you need a permit to redo the driveway? Could they be redoing the driveway? Because that could be done. They fixed it.
on.
You said on Martin Road there, they're building onto that place?
Excuse me?
You said on Martin Road, they're building onto that house?
Yeah, they are.
Did you get a permit for that?
Usually you have a.
Well, he's already got it on the house. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, but I want, he had to get a permit, or at least
You
sign
know
it.
what they're.
yeah, he probably did
What's
have.
intentions?
And
Yeah.
sometimes,
Well,
I hate to
maybe
say
not.
Building
this,
it on.
Sometimes people just do it.
Just do it,
sometimes
yeah.
Ian is lax in his.
Yeah, I know.
Says nature proposed work and that's this other.
Did you get that, Deb, Martin Road? Initiative or something on the house?
That's been going on for several months.
Is that for Teller?
No,
I think the only one I recall getting was Teller.
No.
That was a little while back. That one went
Yeah.
Devin to Roy, and then on 23 is, an off-grid camper, off-grid cabin out on 23. And I realize the reason there's not an address is because until they get something built, 911 doesn't give an address because they need to know where your foundation or whatever it is you're building, then they'll go ahead and assign it as
That one
911.
that one didn't give you a lot of information either.
Yeah. Because he was saying it was an off-grid. I see them working on it, going up and down in the woods there.
Yeah.
If it's
I
all
figured that's what it was.
Everything
on the bottom,
Yeah,
it's
that's all.
in the
Trying
So the
to-
one on, the other one on Martin that she's talking about, you never got anything for it, correct?
I don't believe so.
An
No,
addition?
and that house-
Would have been an
that,
addition.
that double wide was back to Bob's.
To my
That
knowledge,
went
I've
up,
never signed one
nobody's.
for.
Nobody signed anything for that building, that I know of.
We got it.
It surely didn't go through the planning.
Right,
Oh,
please
is that-
forward the supporting documentation.
Going
to the
through
permit.
them,
We only
goes-
received
Well,
copies of the
no.
application.
That
And the
was
other,
the
the
building.
other thing he's gonna have problems with, when he goes to resale, is where's his,
Thank you.
and where's his.
Thank you, Sarah.
There ain't 100 feet there.
It says there that it's
Okay.
I wouldn't buy
it's,
that house.
business, but the business is still.
Right, well, it doesn't say what they're doing.
Right,
But
and
it's
basically
other
that's it.
business.
All right, close her up.
All right, anybody got anything else on the supervisor about local law to change? No? Okay, I'm closing that. I'm opening the regular board meeting, and can we stand for the pledge? Don't laugh at me. That's what's
Oh, let
beeping. sitting on the phone from my house. It's in my pocket.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sorry, Roy, I was beeping. I'm out of range of the bass. I was in a hurry.
I'm sorry, I missed it.
Did you get that by Jim? You look like you have one
I
of those
have
rings
had
on your
this for probably 20 years.
Oh, really?
Every doctor asks me what it is, and I say, I don't know, and it doesn't bother me, leave it alone.
There you go.
Okay, we're opening the meeting to the public and
Okay, four quick items. One, the mammo van will be here on Thursday, 9:30 to 3, or 9 to 3:30, depending on how long it takes them to set up.
okay,
But they will be back, parked back here, so we need to make sure that, I know, if Lisa's on, she tends to park back there, so if in fact, we can make sure that area is available.
okay.
There are still spots available. I think we've got about half the targeted folks booked at this point, but I'll check in with you, Wendy, on the other.
Okay.
Piece of this.
Great.
Summer youth program for the village. Now, the library is doing their thing for the younger kids, but we're doing 8 to 12 up at the park, the 29th of July through the 15th of August, Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 11:30. 8:30 is breakfast. That's when the school drops off the breakfast up there. And they'll run until 11:30. 11:30, the kids will be done. They'll go on down to the library for lunch. We're not going to have the guy with the lunch sandwiches competing with the breakfast and all that. And it takes a while to lasso all those little kids and get them on down to the point where their parents can pick them up. So and the inclement weather location will be for at least the youth program, and the breakfast will be down at the parish hall for St. Andrews like it was last year.
Who, did you already get who's running that, yeah? Is it the same crew that you had?
It should be the same crew. There's going to be a resignation just to open up the opportunity for someone else to be the lead of it. That will be voted on tomorrow night. There's going to be 2 applications. It should be a crew of probably 5 people in there that are rotating through, but it's going to be 2 to 3 people on every day. And they've got a project laid on, and I think we'll be okay.
And what was the age of the library one, Pete? I didn't get the age, do you
I
know?
think it's 7 and below or something like that. I'm not sure. But it tends to be the younger kids.
The younger kids.
There may be some overlap, but there has not been a whole lot of dialogue on that end.
Okay.
And hours right now for the village are 8 to 12 Monday through Thursday and 8 to 11 on Friday. As we go through and rebuild the staff, well, Kelby is out.
Okay.
Don't know how long that is going to be. It may be for an extended period of time. But Diane has done absolutely fantastic work from 8 until 12 and beyond. But we anticipate that tomorrow night there will be some actions to bring on a deputy clerk. We've had the interviews, and we should have a plan going forward with Diane training that the deputy clerk position. Hopefully by the end of July, that person will be on board and fully functional. Hopefully we can get the clerk actually hired for a week or 2 before that time. I know time is running out, but if we pull the trigger tomorrow night, then people will be able to use it 2 weeks and get in there and learn.
Great.
So hopefully we'll be able to go back to full-time hours by the end of the month.
Nice.
But we did not miss a beat as far as water bills, taxes, or the other issues of the morning. So like I said, she's done a fantastic job.
Right.
That Diane's been great. I've had to deal with her a couple times for my she
She knows her stuff and easy to work with.
Like, now I know the name of the person I'm talking
Says
to. We can get your deputy, once appointed into the, registered for the EDRS. I don't mind lending a hand, making sure they know
That
how
would
to
be
use
perfect.
it.
That would be perfect.
We've had a couple more that we just send them through secure file transfer to me. And then I had one funeral director met me at my house to pick them up, just to make sure that they get them. So, I've been trying to make sure we work that out.
Yeah, there's no real training, but you kind of pick it up as you go, but there is a requirement for the being properly registered. So,
Yeah, that's by law, they have to do that within 72 hours, so that gets pretty, doesn't give you a whole lot of time to get that in, so we've done it, we've got them all under the 72.
Hey, I have one question for you. We cut our check and mailed our half for our deposit for the cameras. Have you also done that, or are you doing that?
That we should be voted on tomorrow night, to actually cut the check.
To cut the check, okay.
Because we're seeing less than positive activity up at the park. And I'm not waiting any longer. We're gonna have to.
Yeah, we did ours as a prepaid, we voted it, and it's been.
Okay, so yours is already taken care of.
Yeah, we gave them our half of our 16.
Did they give you a timeline, order ship time or whatever?
I don't remember getting the email.
I don't think I saw anything on the paperwork they sent.
I didn't either.
Because I'd like to have the cameras up there. Well,
So,
it's another layer of security for the kids. It also is important as we start to reorder to have porta pots up there for these, the music series and all the other stuff that goes on. Right now,
How
I
are
do
you doing
not have,
cameras at the park without internet?
I'm sorry?
How are you doing the cameras at the park without internet?
That's a question that is beyond me.
Because we were talking about why we don't have cameras going in at the South Brown water plant, since that's clean water, clean drinking water. And Wendy was thinking it had to do with the fact that we didn't have internet. And I said, yeah, but they're putting them at the park. That would be a really important place, I think, to have cameras, would be at that South Brown water plant.
It doesn't say. It just says it requires the down payment. And it said 60, but he literally only did 50. It was 50% down payment.
Again, that was 16 from both the village and 16 from the town.
Yeah, 16 something
But it's 9 and change was the,
down payment.
Okay.
Okay. So we did cut ours. I was just curious if you guys had sent yours yet.
It should be hoped by midweek.
Okay. All right. Approval of the monthly minutes. I need a motion.
I'll move.
Oh, Teresa, I'm sorry. Did you have anything for public? No? Okay, sorry. All right, John, motion, second. Any discussion?
who seconded?
Roy?
Take care.
Any discussion? None? All in favor? Aye?
I was staying since I didn't get to look at anything before I got to the meeting.
Okay. Okay. I need a motion to accept the monthly reports.
I'll move.
Okay. All right. Roy and John second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ready?
Ready?
Yes.
Ready for the highway.
First week of June, I attended highway school in Ithaca. Usually every year they have something really good classes. So I did a pavement preservation class, which is really good as far as showing us how to preserve our highways, especially with the way the chips are at the moment. The chips portion is always very informative. They're hoping to revamp that. So right now, if I were to do a road in 2024, the way it works now is I wouldn't be able to get back to that road to do it until 2034, so it's 10 years. And there's a proposal going through right now that is hopefully gonna get us back to our 5 to 7 year window, like it was before when Daniel's here. It's not through yet, but they're hoping by, I think they said the end of July, which is coming up here very long, they're gonna switch it back. I don't think they would have said anything unless it was really in the works, so.
And then on the 5 to 7, they say there's guidelines, whether it be 5 or 7?
Yes, well,
Or just briefly?
just briefly within that window, and they're gonna change it to a grading system, which is, deemed by me, whether the road is like a 1 through 10, so if anything is worse than a 5, it'd be considered reconstruction, anything better than a 5 would be considered a resurface, so we could get back to it, we would get funding again for that road within 5 to 7 years. So it should be, we're hoping business as usual, like it was before. The crew and I started doing our shoulder and drainage work. We're peeling shoulders, which is built up material from the shoulders of the road to get the water to shut off. There's a lot of that to go on. We're working along at it. We're kind of short-handed. It's 3 of us doing it, and we really could use 4 guys. So, but we're making it work. We're moving along. We've done our weekly mowing and trimming Millbrook, the town offices and our cemeteries. Paul and Matt are the ones that usually do that. They're doing a really good job keeping us up. We've had some trouble with our grade all. I spoke with John and Wendy about it. We have a power steering pump go out on us and a lot of hydraulic problems as well. I know we spent a lot of money on it there over the winter to get it fixed, but it was just one of the things. It's nothing we could have prevented. It's just the way it is, you know.
Yeah, and thank God it wasn't
Hopefully sealed.
a lot.
Yeah, a lot of it were seals.
Yeah.
The power steering pump was a seal, and that wouldn't show its face until it's ready to go out. So
Cylinders are about the same way too.
yeah, we're fighting ground ones with that. You know, you guys know the machine's over 20 years old, so.
Yeah,
And it's for what it is, it's in really good shape. We helped Town of Columbus pave on July 25th, completing one of their CHIPS projects.
should that be June 25th?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, the only reason I noticed that is that's my birthday. I was like, that hasn't been yet. I
Yeah.
said, why?
June 25th.
Or are you doing it on July 25th?
No,
you're done.
We did it June
Okay.
25th.
Okay.
Moving into July, we'll have a good start on our roads. Like I said, if the CHIPS pans out the way it's supposed to and we're hoping for, we'll have a really good start and hopefully we can get them done early next year. And a lot of mark out left to do for pipe replacement and ditching for those roads. And with the addition of another employee, whenever he gets here, I'd like to rent a roller before the summer's over so we can finish putting our patch material down. And John and Roy and I met with a young man the other day. Did you have to give him a call yet? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The roller, like, do you want to get that sooner than later though? Because we might not have that man till September.
I don't have enough guys to,
Man it.
yeah. Unfortunately, the way we're doing things, you know what I mean?
September, so I'm
We'll be in good
Will
shape.
we be able to rent one by then in September?
Oh, sure, we can rent them anytime.
Okay.
And they're not cheap, so.
I know, because we always used to rent one.
Yeah, and last year's, I think it was $7,000 a month.
Yeah.
And I'd like to have it and I don't want to get it right away and have it sit there. 'Cause
Right.
I don't want to waste the money that way, so
Okay.
I want to make sure we have the manpower before we get it, you know what I mean?
Okay. Do you have anything else?
No, I think I'm done.
I just want to ask one question,
Sure.
which, and it's my fault, I haven't got your cheat sheet, but I'm still trying to learn your numbers. Because
Okay.
we met with the audit guy and he told us totally different than what we've been doing, so. You had one voucher that was for blades and it was the name of a mower.
The Skag mowers, yeah.
Is that for lawns?
Yes,
Should that come out of the brush and weeds contractual?
I think that's where I pulled it from, isn't it?
No, you took it out of the, the regular line.
Okay.
And the February, we come-
And I wasn't sure about that, because I don't know what we use that contractual line for brush and weeds for, does
Well, I know
anybody?
I bought a trimmer stringer this last month and I put it.
Oh, maybe you
brush
put it
and weeds.
under that one,
I'm
but
pretty
this,
Sure, I don't know.
this one was, who did you buy them from? Was it Steel Sales? Where would it have been?
The blades?
Yeah.
Over there in Franklin.
Was it Windsor?
White Sparks, Farm Supply.
Whites, okay. Yeah, you put it in DB 51404, that's the, general. That wasn't the, because I looked and I'm like, God, should that come out of? It was general repairs you took it out of,
Okay.
but I don't know. That's why I'm
Well, it's repairs,
asking.
It's repairs.
It's repairing them.
It's still equipment, it's equipment. Whether you're, I don't know, it can go either way.
Yeah,
Well,
that's-
listen, we were told totally something different for general repairs.
Did you? Well, then,
Mhm.
we get it.
Power equipment repair, you put in brush and weeds, was that the line? Was that
Say that
the
one
main?
more time, that was.
Power equipment repair, you put in brush and weeds. Was that for
That
the,
was this.
The string,
Yeah.
that was the power equipment company, okay,
No,
yeah.
yeah.
But the blades, I was just asking, I don't
No,
know,
I-
Brandon, because I don't know.
Well, that's, I don't know.
Okay, I mean, it's fine, but we're gonna figure, I'm gonna have you a good sheet by next year,
Yeah, I mean,
because we're gonna be hacking it.
yeah, that's.
Because from what I'm hearing, is that's supposed to be our contribution to roads, general repairs, not what we've been using.
Right, okay.
But I don't know if that's factual yet. I've asked a couple people.
I know that's been,
And then the other one I wanted to ask you, we bought pipes and used the chip lines, which is the permanent road lines.
Yeah.
But are we putting it in for chips? We're not. We
No.
just use that line for
yeah,
it.
so.
Okay,
the
that was my question, because I
The
saw it
old
was.
cheat sheet that Dan had, he had all budgeted road repairs excluding chips, so he had his own line to buy gravel and pipes and not, but it was considered a permanent improvement, but you didn't have to deem it chips, because it came out of our.
So we
budget.
shouldn't say, right, we should put permanent road on that and and deem money in that line,
That's what, I would think that would be best too, yeah,
okay? And then have a chips line,
sure, absolutely,
okay?
because there's. some
That's why I
things-
was just saying, because usually you put like a highlight on it.
Right,
And my next question,
Mhm.
did you do it?
what's that?
Mail the chips in? Because it has to be in by July, end of
Yeah, we
July?
got.
You already
No,
did.
not yet, not yet.
Okay, I just don't want you to miss
No,
the
I
deadline.
have two. Deb and I talked about that
Okay,
Thursday.
Because you need to get copies of the checks.
Yeah, we got them.
Okay, you're all set, okay. All right, that was my, because I was like, ooh, it's July, I hope we didn't miss the deadline.
No, no.
Okay, I think that was, yeah. Oh, and I asked Debbie about this, the, FX, the next time we need the tablets for Millbrook, we're gonna put them under the chemical, testing.
Okay, I'm still pretty good at them, so.
Oh, you are up at Millbrook, okay, because this, I didn't know if any of it was for Millbrook, that was my question. If they were just for the thing, but Matt ordered them, okay.
Right.
That was all my questions for you.
That project Montgomery is doing, how's that?
Really good, really good.
Is it done?
Yep, all done.
Yeah, we paid him last month.
Yeah, I know, I was thinking about it.
Yeah, I actually got a text from the woman whose property we entered, and she said it was nice for once to not have anything come under her lawn during
Good,
rainstorm,
good.
so.
Oh,
Yeah, so
great.
she did a real good job, I'm real happy.
I want to tell you, and I forgot to tell you, or if I did, I forgot that I told you. I got a big compliment on you, on our plowing this year from somebody that, down in Button Hollow
Oh, okay.
was really, really,
We have a really good crew.
My mom also wanted me to thank the highway department for helping her with the cemetery.
Oh, yeah.
You guys took down some limbs on trees that were,
Yeah,
they needed to go.
Yeah.
what cemeteries do we do? I didn't know.
so we do, there's one in Holmesville, next to Pico.
Okay,
We also do, oh boy, the one next to her mother and father's. There's, on
Great
Great
Brook
Brook,
Road.
there's one on Martin Road, near
okay,
Friedels.
yeah,
I think those are the three that we maintain.
okay, we don't do anything with Riverside in South Nabone, that big one, and that's,
Well,
And then
okay,
Donnie Henderson is,
yeah.
okay, Okay.
But the one at Holmes is really big, that takes up a good part of the morning. Every day.
Do we do that monthly, weekly?
Every day, or not, every week. I'm sorry.
Every week,
Yeah,
okay, that's nice, okay.
How come we don't do that other one on Great Brook, down,
down by like Mike Bell's.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Is it
Oh, yeah,
private, is it private, is it their own personal?
Maybe you have associations.
it's been there, it's like the same situation as the one at my parents' property, it's been there since the 1800s.
Is he maintained?
No,
Oh,
Are you talking about one on the old Thompson farm?
no, other end.
don't know.
Yeah, it's right across from,
Yep.
oh,
yeah, right in the dip there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
got a
I,
big old tree uprooted in it.
yeah, I asked that, and, I was like, asked the guys when I got there, like, do we do that one? They said,
Never have.
no.
I think that was 1 year ago, somebody called me and asked if I'd like to get involved in volunteering cutting the trees out of it. And I said it looked to me like a tragedy waiting to happen. You smash all the stones.
Yeah.
And I said, unless you got a lot of equipment where you can pick it out of there.
Right.
Well, those trees are taking themselves out.
Yeah,
Oh,
Well, even the cemetery itself in Berlin, they had to take a tree out because they said if we don't cut it, it's gonna smash all the stones anyway, so.
We had a big tree fallen in our cemetery
Sure.
in
Sure.
Columbus, because I'm on the board of that, and my husband went down and cut it all out. Thank God it didn't damage
Sure.
some, but it's a big
Absolutely.
oak that came down.
Yeah.
He cut it out. Because we're having a problem on the one in Columbus that they,
On
One in-
Kelly Road?
no, on, 80.
Oh, yeah.
It's been, it's kind of abandoned because everybody's too elderly, like Anderson mowed it for
Mhm.
years, and it's in the New York State Association of Cemeteries, but no one's, there's no money, there's no perpetual fund left, there's nothing.
How do you deem which ones, like, how does the town, do we own those cemeteries?
Isn't it supposed to be that if it,
It's,
the cemetery association
It's-
abandons it or disbands or whatever?
what happens is the New York State Cemetery Association will come and will talk to the town and help the town to take it over.
Hmm.
Because I'm the
There's a lot of
treasurer.
them, you can't get on the property either. If the property owner doesn't allow you, you can't get on the property. So a lot of them are abandoned by the towns as well,
That one down there.
due to the fact that they cannot get on the property
wrong
unless
with
the owner say
Yeah.
no.
So
That's
Yeah.
that's the problem with the one in Amberville, because you can't get to it without
Same
crossing the
switch down there.
property on that knoll.
Yep.
And
it's- and we're right.
And they won't let you.
there's this one I understood it right, there to the soldiers buried there. So we're supposed to, we can't get to it. There are trees that go at the point where.
They're gonna crash.
You know,
That's another one, the Revolutionary Soldiers also take precedence of whether a town has to by law maintain.
Right.
Yeah.
I never knew how that worked.
There used to be a guy up the lake that his ancestors is the one that's buried.
Right.
And he used to bring it up once in a while, but there's, the hindrances are, it's, if you gotta cross private property to get there, who's gonna be responsible? And then what kind of jobs you gonna be to get the trees out there? I mean, he's saying that, the trees are breaking the stones, and that's true, but on the other hand, how do you do it? Where do you come up with money for anything like that?
What is that other one near Button Hollow? You said you remembered was it the Card family or
Oh, I think the Dyer family's in there.
Dyer?
That's-
Yeah, there's a
that's in the
cemetery.
state land.
That's the one, yeah,
That's what you tell.
yeah, that is state land there.
I've done
That's up by the
geocaches over there and happened upon that one.
I didn't know there was one there either.
You can't see it.
It's
from the
hard,
road
it's
unless
hard. You
really,
have to
really
get
look.
the, because I'm like, we want to get out of the cemetery association.
Mhm.
Because you didn't, I said, we don't even know who chose us to be. You don't get to choose.
Mm.
They automatically put you in. I'm the youngest on that board, and I'm gonna be 60. When they're all gone, I'm going to the town of Columbus. Here's the money.
Mhm.
I'm out. Yeah. But I guess the cemetery association is gonna try to get members to take over, because Columbus doesn't want to take that one over. A big tree fell down in the road.
Yeah.
And I went up there to put flags on, and it's atrocious. The tree's down and the stones broke. And I mean, I was walking through 3 foot of hay, basically grass, trying to get the flags on. It was awful. But the people that elderly that used to maintain it, They used to mow it privately. I mean, we still have funding that we're hiring a landscaper to mow ours. But when we run out of money, we're out of money. Yeah.
Well, one on Great Brook didn't start being maintained by the town until like the 2010s,
Yeah,
so.
The one by your mother and father.
yeah. It's sad. It's very, very sad.
Started mowing it, there used to be those big orange lilies growing in there. No, they don't, because they get mowed down.
Yeah.
And Sweet Williams too.
All right, anything else you need to tell us? Everything else good?
Yeah, we're working hard.
I know, I feel bad that you're shorthanded.
Oh, it's kind of one of the things, that, you know, a lot of highway departments are, so.
Yeah.
And we pay the best out of, you know, pretty much every town around us, we're above them, we only got 2 applications in, so. I don't know what the deal is with that.
I don't know if people don't have CDLs or, I had someone come up to me and ask me if we sent him to pay for a CDL, he'd work for it, and I'm like, I don't know if I want
I
to go
learned
down
about-
that road
I
again.
learned about that in highway school too, of how to become a trainer. So anybody could become a trainer on how to do it as long as you possess commercial driver's license and that, so. But moving forward, you know, I don't know how long you guys plan on being on the board or whatever, but that's gonna be a big issue for us.
It's gonna be,
It's gonna be bad.
you're not
Well-
kidding.
Hopefully the ones you gotta be there for.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, I mean, we feel like we've got a young crew, and the last crew
Yeah.
stayed 28, 30 years.
Hopefully no one will stay long.
Hopefully
I
you
think
guys,
Matt's the oldest one, and he's 45 or something like that. so.
he's a
That's
baby.
good.
He's a baby.
But,
He's
yeah,
still a baby.
I know.
All right.
Not to keep dragging this on, but like Pittsfield, they're downsizing from big trucks to small trucks because
They can't get people
they
to
can't
take
get
these.
people with CDLs. And that might be something a
Oh,
little
one more thing, I'm good. On the hours, are you guys still,
6 to 2:30.
no, but I mean, are you set on those 9 hour?
No, we kind of had that conversation, and that's, I think, like, a
Kinda
couple
walked
guys would
away.
like to start earlier, and they would like to start at 5, and then I don't think we could. And we probably could around this time,
But once you, yeah,
but the, you know, the
but.
time change and everything.
Right.
I think we
I mean,
always.
you're in at 2:30, I mean, you still got time
Yeah.
of day to do whatever.
But next year, I think, because I'm worried, because, I mean, Justin hasn't given us a date or anything,
Right,
so I don't know if that's gonna happen, not happen, gonna happen.
I don't know.
Yeah, and like if you guys wanna do that next year, let's be prepared and like do it, like talk about it in February, March, so
Mhm.
we're ready to
Right.
start when it
Right.
starts.
Because I talked to you guys.
Yeah.
He has that problem as long as all you guys agree with, and then the town board doesn't agree with.
Right.
They don't care about what the hours are, as long as they're 40 hours.
Okay.
So,
Do we have to have like a signature sheet saying, yes, I agree to do this, or?
he just said everybody's gotta agree,
Everybody has to.
everybody.
Okay.
Not
So
just
it's not
one guy
majority
saying no.
rules.
No, it's, yeah, everybody has to
Oh,
agree.
okay. Everybody
So
has to
we're
agree.
gonna stick probably 6 to 2:30 then.
Okay, but maybe we
No,
can
you
work
can't be on board,
something out.
right?
Yeah, I mean,
Because I really would love to send, and I think you should talk to them about, and I'll come down one day before you guys go out in the morning. I would love to send everybody in our highway to go to training for water.
Hmm.
And when we do the renegotiations, make a stipend that if they're doing water, they get a certain extra in their pay. And to train, and everyone can take a turn, and then we can build their licenses up, just get basic to get started.
sure,
And then we could do a rotation
right,
if everybody got, so that they could do the testing and we could do a rotation, so it's not deemed on one. And that
Right.
way, everyone can make a little more extra money, and we have a full staff if something happens to somebody.
how would that work as far as the weekends go?
I think maybe we'd take turns if we could get people trained,
Right.
but we gotta have people trained.
Mhm.
So I would love to see, just like the village does.
Yeah.
All of them get trained and they'll, and they
Mm-hmm.
make more, if they're working, they get a differential. That's how the village does it.
Sure.
Extra money out of the water to go towards their pay.
Knock on wood, we haven't had as a crew had to go and do any major
Yeah.
water
Whiteboard.
things.
Yeah. And we haven't got the new heads that were supposed to be here in June to fix the meter,
Right.
so.
No, that was another thing too, like, when we replace those meter heads, what other kind of problems are gonna stem, like, are we gonna break pipes when we're down in the?
You get leaks.
That's what I'm worried
Down
about.
there.
Oh, you're asking
You don't have
questions.
12 sites.
You know what I mean? I don't,
People doing it.
that's, I
I'm
think,
just asking that.
I think you could have one heck
You
of
know what I mean?
Oh, it's
obligation on
gonna
your
take,
hands.
it's gonna take a long time to get the meters changed.
But like you said, somebody breaks the pipe, take the old one off.
But yeah, I don't
Then
think
at
it'd be
least after you're done.
proactive without being, I mean, it looks
Right.
like it's gonna be reactive.
Right.
There's just no way of being proactive.
Because I know when we did was it the lead testing or whatever, is that what we did? When we were going down into people's basements, I mean, some of the pipes didn't look too healthy. And you know what I mean?
be cranking out with a pipe wrench.
Exactly.
I can't imagine.
I just, I don't know. I don't know if that's a can of worms you wanna open. But I know you have to do them, but
Is that do we have, I don't know what we have down there for sure, but when I had the place done up, they had, when they had redone it years before, part of the project was they put copper line into your, you know, your backflow valve, and they don't have meters there.
Right.
Backflow valve. So with that, is that similar there on South Berlin? Are the lines coming through the wall, at least that side of it good?
is
Most
of
of,
them were,
most of them are either copper or PEX.
Yeah.
But some of the copper, like he said, that's not new copper. Those lines have been there a long time. I mean, you
I
had
thought
to
everybody got new lines from their house in '96 to that. That's
That
why.
probably would have still been copper though. No, did PEX even exist then?
Well, no, but I
No,
thought
some
they
of
were
our
all
newer, like mostly, I wanna say like DG is PEX. So some of
Right.
our
new
newer,
construction.
bigger,
you know where Kenny Jones lives, you know where Kenny lives.
yep, he's
He's PEX.
PEX
going into his,
too, yep.
Which that would be, PEX is an
Easy.
easy enough fix to
Right.
do. I'm just afraid we get reefing on a little pipe wrench and we twist the copper out.
Well, if you got a case like that, if you got, you know, you take those sharp.
Sharp,
Yeah.
take sharp pipe would take care of that. You'd have to have some sharp pipe.
You have to cut it back to its
Oh,
even,
those are my
Right.
you
favorite.
know, and then. so you
They're
have-
cool.
So they are
Mine do.
expensive. $30 a fitting.
Not to freak you out.
I know.
but I mean,
I'm getting prices on meter. I'm already freaked out.
Yeah, sure.
But it's $30, true, it's $30 a fit, but on the other hand, the time it takes to saw it off, slide it out and
Yeah.
stick.
Just
Yeah.
be done.
Yes, that's why.
And I'm only,
And I don't know, did they shut the water off when they changed the meters at the curb? You shut it off?
you have
You
to.
have to, or you're gonna have a flood there.
Well, that's what I didn't know. So you shut the whole line off or just into the
The
house?
curb stop into the house.
Just, so they gotta do all that.
And then finding them
Fine.
and whether or not they've
They
been extra.
work.
Well, and that
Oh, there's
that
so many
opens
curb
up
stops
another,
that do not
that
work.
opens up another can of worms too, because you have to exercise them every so often.
I know, he wants to do some.
Yeah, and that would require, the best way to do it would be to get Browse down there with a back truck and do it. That would, because they can shoot air in and pull out to clean it out really good. And a lot of the stand pipes, when they backfilled it, got bent over so you can't get the shut off wrench out of it. It's gonna be fun.
Does anyone else hear Brandon's wife calling him? I think it's time to go, Brandon.
Yeah, anyway.
Oh, man, those are good points
Yeah,
though.
Yeah, take care.
Oh my
guys.
God.
Yeah, he's gonna fight it,
Yeah.
but don't worry.
Horror story.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thanks, Brandon.
April, you got anything for, because David's not here?
Yeah, nothing major. I mean, you guys see his report there. He had mentioned that he's got some new signs coming, police signs that he was able to get without any cost to us. Yeah. His polo shirts, using the money, that was donated for those. Still working on his grants that he's working on, and not a whole lot going on at this point.
Now, the live scan, but did we pass that? Have we voted on the live scan? That's the one he got the grant for.
I know
you
we
tabled
tabled it
it.
last time to
Yeah,
see
I
which
thought-
vendor he wanted to go with.
No, you tabled it because you wanted, he put in his report that
You-
he was looking at 6 years
Right.
of
exactly.
All the program licenses
Of
and stuff
updates or
for free.
of-
Warranty.
of
He got
support.
it, he got it for 6 years.
He's got it till like 2030, I
Right.
think is what
But
he
the
was
paper
saying.
said 5 years, right?
The paper said he was still working on them and he hadn't gotten a response from him at that point in time. He did not have a guarantee. He was trying to convince him to cover for 6 years and then put what the price would be. But I think somewhere in the wording, it still said that he was still working on it. And so everybody wanted to table it. until we found out that it was for
I
certain.
wanna see, I thought
If I remember correctly, the quote said that they give the 5 years, but he's asking them to do 6.
Did he send you the new one? That's the cameras.
I think it was a year and he wanted 6. They usually only do 1 or 2, but he wanted them to cover 6 years.
I thought he sent us the new, that's the estimates for the cameras. Estimates for the cameras.
Yeah, we'll have. I don't think I have that. We talked about it, but I don't think.
He sent the new one, because I think he's using a different company, if I'm not mistaken.
The month before, he wasn't sure between 2 companies, and then last month, he said if this guy doesn't give him the 6 years, then he was gonna find another, he was gonna continue shopping for another company.
I almost thought he said he got the 6 years, though.
That's what I thought he told us. He had the 6 years. And that's why I wanted to vote on it, so we can get it ordered.
I don't see it in the email. I'm fairly confident he said 6 years. He had the 6 years.
Okay, this
Well, we could
was-
make a motion saying.
Based on the 6 years of free
Right.
service.
But yeah, eventually LifeScan, I was able to get the company to provide an additional year of service to extend to 2030 before we need to pay for state and federal requirement fees. I want to move forward with the ordering of the equipment. LE Tech Grant 45.5
I could have put that together.
should be, if not already sent to the town, need to confirm receipt by the town.
And did he send the, like the invoice of the bill? Did he send the contract for it?
No, I don't have that.
Okay.
These are just some topics that we were gonna discuss, and I don't have any attachments.
I'm pretty sure we saw the original quote with the 5 years on it before that.
That's what I don't remember seeing an actual quote
I
right
remember
now.
seeing one.
Okay. Okay. All right, so we gotta get that. So that's on the new business anyway. All right, other than that, you're good
Yeah,
with police? Everybody good with police? Okay.
It's nice to see them on the board again.
Yeah, it's working again. I don't know what was going on with.
Don't they have something they do in the back room though? Like if the system isn't up and going, that each officer, they used to have a book on the counter that each officer would say, write down what they did the day before. So if a different officer came in, they could pick up where that one left off. It seems like without the CAD system,
That would have to come from David, not me. All right, supervisors report. I don't really have anything except that we had a very good, Sarah joined me when we met the Mike. His bill is in there for the aud. He's the guy that does the aud. He gave us some great tools on how to budget for next year. Told us some corrections. Our FX will be changed to SW because FX is townwide. SW is special district water. So those will happen next year. He also, I talked to a couple supervisors about, and I can't pronounce the word right, adorum or something, I can't remember the word, but it's in the town law book, of how they put their water on taxes. Like you're adding a value to their property, whether they're getting it. We could extend those lines to give it, and you could charge taxes on the water. I don't know how to go about that, but I did, because I asked Guilford today how they're doing it. Next thing, and Roy we've sat with 2 meter companies on it. And Roy had an idea of billing once a year. Town Today I talked to bills twice a year. That's it. No meter reads. They don't have
You
meters.
know, there's a flat, I think there's a flat rate. no,
They do a
whatever.
flat rate. They do a commercial rate and a residential rate. And they do a flat rate. Is that something we want to change to before we invest in all the meter use?
The only question I would have about that is that, like down Southtown, you've got that campground.
That's
that
the
is
only
just
one,
Using the water.
that's the only one that would be a problem. And we
That
would
be
have
commercial
to,
though, right?
and the guy
But
told
even
us,
their commercial, they're not keeping,
Well, let's say we set a.
They wouldn't even tell us
Commercial
there was
rate
a
for the campground.
Down there all the time.
Whatever you
That's
set
what
that
I-
commercial rate for the campground, you gotta give that to Dollar General too. Cause they're both
You
commercial,
couldn't have a campground, right?
I think maybe we could.
maybe.
Because what the one guy was telling us, with an apartment building, they charge for how many units are in that apartment? If it's 3 apartment buildings, they get 3 water
so
bills.
we should be able to
Yeah,
charge
you
for
could
how
charge
many.
per site.
And that's,
Right.
and I can testify by owning a 3-unit apartment building. My water bill is crazy in the village because I go over so much water.
Really.
And so,
See, in South Berlin, Dollar General and like the library and Quickway, they don't even use their minimum.
Yeah, I wouldn't think. they would
So-
either.
To go commercial to try to compare them to the campground,
Right, we,
yes, you can.
The training that I went to, talk about this kind of thing. And if you want to have oversight over something, no matter what it is, you have to have it in some type of law or code. And then you can go ahead and do it. And there is no reason that you couldn't do A, camps, B, C, D, and you would.
Convenience
cover
store,
all
Categories.
categories of what you want to do.
churches,
Exactly,
schools.
because, you know, like they're saying, the Dollar General, the library, our church, I'm
Right,
sure never uses it, and we only get once a week.
right.
But then the campground, or like over in,
Like if there was a car wash
there was
there.
a pool just recently, I think it was in Binghamton or someplace, 15,000 gallons of water it was using a day, because they didn't realize that the pump that they had, the vacuum was not working well.
Yeah. I mean, we got a lot to look at. I mean, right now, I haven't got the quote from the first guy, but we're working on it. So that's like all I have for supervisor's report. Besides meeting with the odd guy, we've been meeting with meter sales guys. Met with the guy that our heads are supposed to come. He was supposed to email, still has not emailed me any confirmation of when these heads are coming.
You met with him and he still hasn't said any follow-up?
I called him the other day, this was before the July 4th, and he goes, Wendy, it was that Friday before the holiday weekend, and he says, I'll let you know the Monday, like before July 1st, it was June something. And he goes, if I can't get to you today, Friday, because I have meetings, I'll email you on Monday. Haven't heard a word.
He should be a car dealer.
Yeah, he's starting knocking his door down.
So, and he goes, I feel your pain,
Fine.
but I gotta tell you, there's
Didn't feel it that
so
much, did he?
there's so much difference now with these new meters with no moving parts and with radio feed and with, we used to like, we want to go back old school. So, but we're getting estimates and, it just,
The big thing I see in metering is that your person that has a Burgley faucet, somebody is gonna have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And the only way, I mean, you know, we can do the honor system, but, you know, it's not too bad for them, but, you know, and if it don't cost them nothing, you know, you
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
it's a big deal. It's a big
I
deal.
mean, meters are expensive, but to be fair to everybody, to be fair to the people that do take care of things, you know, and don't, and, you know, keep it down. But the guy that puts in a pool, even if he has somebody bringing the water and he keeps jacking it, you know, filling it back up,
Yeah.
if there's no meter, there's no penalty.
penalty.
Unless you
Not
charge
gonna
an
take some out,
outrageous,
right, so.
unless you charge an outrageous rate for, this is the rate.
People can't afford that.
They can't afford to pay the $80
People can't
now.
afford it now,
That's-
we have so many people living on nothing.
Yeah, it's sad.
You look at it, the big share of those people don't pay, so, you know.
What's the sense of upping
How
them
do you
more?
raise, how do you raise You just put more debt or whatever.
Yeah, it's sad. It's very sad. All right, that's all I got for supervisor this month. That's what we've been working on, so. And I forgot to ask Brandon, but I'm gonna start working with every department head the end of July and August to start getting ready for budgeting, seeing what their wish lists are, and getting ready to start cracking up the budget, getting an early start. All right.
Good.
All right, town justice. Any questions? South of Berlin, we already hit. So that's been the majority of the work. The assessor, nothing.
The
Town,
assessor sooner or later, that is going to be expensive because we're gonna have to do a rebuild. And when we do that, she was saying something to me about there's a company that comes in and does it, and then every couple of years or something, they update it to be all the time, of course. I'm not sure cutting our assessor was a good deal in the long run. Because we were running right up around in the high 90s there, and now we're down in the, 70s.
we're not the only one.
You are, some of us. in
Shenango
place,
County has dropped tremendously.
But they, of course, the high-end sales are really pushing things because
And I think they'll
the
come
good houses that do sell are selling high.
I don't think they're gonna, John.
I don't know. No, I don't believe,
I don't know how people can maintain them at this price.
equalization that's higher saves the taxpayer money. I don't believe that. I don't think you're paying much more now with the low equalization. Because there's a lot of towns that down in the
Oh,
70s, the 60s.
Well, they're supposed that's what the equalization rate is supposed to do is.
Yeah, but you're,
Equal.
But you don't know how they how they come up with that number.
right, yeah, you don't.
It's hocus pocus.
Yeah, I know.
And I mean, you gotta face it, Penny's gonna be retiring. I don't know if she's gonna do another term. We're gonna have to find a new assessor, and there's gonna be a lot of assessors retiring at the same time.
Probably.
And that's gonna be our next problem, is finding an
Well,
assessor.
and the new assessor, you gotta train and.
We might
probably
wanna
for their
think
own
of,
good, They're gonna wanna do a reevaluation and they can hire people and do it. But that's expensive, these companies.
I
Well,
bet,
She said to me, she said, I don't know if it's all a good deal or not, but she said it's something, an option you probably ought to look at.
right, because I know Pittsfield, Edmiston, and another town merged to split the cost to do a reval. And I can't remember, was it Burlington? It's another town, all three of them got together and are doing a reval together to keep the cost down.
What I'd like to try to do eventually is show us, especially me, the difference between equalization that is 99% and equalization that's 70%. Tell me what that's gonna cost that taxpayer. Now I know they're bringing up equalization to get their revenue too. And, sometimes just don't bring that up, we just gotta live with what we have. And we don't spend so much.
Doesn't part of your state aid work through that? Those things?
I thought it,
don't know.
I
Well, I
thought,
don't
that's
know.
what I've been told all the time, but the way
No.
RC explained it to me, he brings everybody equal.
Everybody gets an equal percentage.
And
no matter
then
what their equalization rate
And
is.
Shenango County, they equal everybody. And then they disperse it.
So John,
Because there's
if
some
you take
towns
your
that are
bill,
at 30,
Huh?
48.
Yeah.
If you take your bill and you take the full market value,
Okay.
and then you multiply it by what's over on the right-hand side of your bill that shows like the 0.0072
Okay, for each.
for each
Okay.
line, then that would be what your bill would be if we were at 100. But the reason your assessed or your taxable value is much lower than either your assessed or your full market
Right.
is because that's at the 70-something%. So you're paying taxes on 74% of your full value of your home. So that's where the difference in the bill is gonna be.
Right.
You're gonna have another
Because
26%
if you look
of
now,
your
we used to
value.
be, our full market value and our I can't say it right.
Taxable value.
They were very similar.
Yeah, because we were.
Now
at
they're
99.
not.
I know.
Our full market value is higher than that we're being
But it's-
taxed.
I guess what I look at is, the other towns have the same problem, they don't do nothing about
No, they could care less.
it. I mean, it's just,
But it's tough, and I gotta tell you, it's gonna be tough, because there's not gonna be, you watch,
hard.
we might wanna start seeing if Penny could find someone to start training and start going to school. Because I don't know what we'll do, because there's gonna be a lot of them up at the same time. And, I don't know, I think she's close. I don't know when her term is, we just renewed her, she got 3 more years maybe? I think 3 more.
It's a few, 2 or 3, it seems like I got the feeling she's talking 2 or 3 years, but maybe that's.
Yeah, that's what I get the feeling too. I think this might be her last term, so that's something else we gotta start thinking about as a board. She did say someone was coming in getting trained, and I can't remember what town, and she thought she was gonna be good. I don't know if it's someone she's working with or a different town. She said this town would be good for her. All right, town clerks, any questions? All good? Connie had a headache, she texted, she couldn't be here. Sarah Melbrook?
Everything's going really good at Millbrook. We had a little bit of a cash drawer issue last week, but that's been resolved. And we took some steps so that doesn't happen again. Nightmare. We're selling a lot of stuff. Half the stuff I got just the other day is already gone.
Great.
We had like $100 a day for the last at least 4 days.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, there was 99 on Friday and about 100 on Saturday. And I haven't been able to count Sunday, Monday, but
Right. It was full of them.
yeah. It was
And we got 40 more bags of ice brought in. We
Yes.
started with 40, we got another 40.
I was selling like crazy.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And our worms are sold out. We had 1 tin left on Sunday morning. So we ordered,
So they're gonna-
more worms.
They're gonna double the order just because the
Yes.
shipping.
Yeah.
The shipping was 12
Yeah, I
bucks.
was gonna say, nice.
We had Ralph Hitchcock come in and he donated 4 hours of his time on 4th of July.
He's DJ.
What was the DJ? On 4th of July for public, any free s'mores, gave out glow sticks, sparklers at the DJ.
I did see because I don't know what day, I went up to buy ice. I bought a bag of ice this weekend up there. But I saw a lot of campers with the red, white, and blue. They had them all decorated.
Everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. And the beach people were swimming and,
Yep, and we had the annual decoration contest and we gave out the trophy for that. We have a trophy for next year.
there was a wedding, a family reunion going
I
on.
officiated my first wedding at Millbrook.
Nice.
So
So there's a lot going on. It's a busy park.
it was really
That's
nice.
good. That's,
Yeah.
that's really good. There's nothing that's what's here.
That's
So
right.
that's good.
It's happening. So, okay. Planning board.
I wrote myself notes, but I can't remember people's names. Names and me are not friends. The last meeting, we had the finish of the, Forest Act minor subdivision. We had the public meeting and they came in and they got all the paperwork and they're a done deal. Ronald and Janet Thomas have a minor subdivision that we're having a public meeting this Thursday, the 11th, because we couldn't meet on the 4th of July. So, and I just talked to Amanda today and she's found the deed.
Nice, good.
So we'll be able to finish that because they couldn't find the deed.
Oh, gosh.
Can't finish without a deed. So that's gonna happen. And then I've got another young man coming in, on Thursday with us, minor subdivision. And I just told you we're meeting this week because of the 4th. And we did have a workshop. Everybody attended the workshop because we have to have 4 hours of training every week, every year.
I tried to make it, I was going out the door, and my brother from Iowa met me at the door.
family
I
first.
said- He says, I'm here for one day. I said, well, I guess I'm not going anywhere.
John, my mantra is family first.
Oh,
Even
mine
God
too.
doesn't
Mine
make
too.
it over family with me.
That's right. So,
He's number
I
two
wanted to
when
know
it
that
comes to
because
family.
it talks about short-term rentals too, right?
Yeah,
That's
the
what I was
first one was
interested in.
hot button land issues, and I'll just quickly tell you here what they've got. Local government's not able to regulate the uses of some that need special statutory protection or rules established through case law or special considerations such as religious uses, mining, and telecommunications, and other things that people are attempting to regulate. Solar, which we pretty much got a cap on, barn weddings, short-term rentals, and this was gonna do a whole thing about extraneous land uses. I gotta say that overall, I was disappointed in their presentation, because when push came to shove, and they kept saying, well, you can do this, but you can't do it unless you have this, and basically they were saying, it's tough to regulate anything unless you have it in the codes or have it in your laws, and then you can send a cop out or do whatever to evict somebody,
Get that
because
rolling.
I asked pointed questions about things like this camper down here and the one that's my next door neighbor.
Yep.
And she said, that is a tough issue. She said, you have to pointedly have it in your codes. And then you can send somebody out to get rid of them. But she said, you can't be wishy-washy about it. You gotta have it all set out black and white.
Like a local law, like in your code book.
And then vacancies, they were talking about the blight of vacancies in the neighborhoods. And again, the same thing. I kept asking questions. And she was just very vague. She kept saying, well, you need to look into the case studies and the strategies of other local governments and what they've done. Well, that's a great idea, except the local governments around here all have the same problem we've got.
Right.
So, it was good, but it wasn't good. I mean, it gave a good overview of the problem, but it didn't give you a specific strategy of how to deal with it.
So, on the books.
Yeah,
I won't let you keep that until we'll hand them out Thursday. We're gonna have to sign them out. Bring
sign
them
our
over.
life away.
Everybody bring their old ones back. You gotta hand them in,
Well, they always bring them to the meetings, but I'll email them, tell them they gotta have them.
please, and we'll sign it.
Now,
The only thing I don't like about that, there's no index in there to tell you which, you know what I mean?
Oh, really?
No, it doesn't have, it had,
5,800, we don't have an index.
not index, but it just, I shouldn't say it, little
Tabs?
tabs, there you go.
I
It's
got
so much
mine
easier to
stick
grab
on
that tab like
tabs.
you did
They're,
with the
they're kind of
old one.
nice.
I make my own tabs with Post-it notes.
And we need that. You-
John,
I'm
I've
just gonna
got like
take my
plastic
Post-it notes
tabs
from
that
the
stick
one I
on
got and
paper.
stick them in here.
They're pretty wide and you can write on them with like permanent marker as to
Can you?
which is which. So if you want, I can,
Yeah,
If
we
I
can
don't
do
have a
that
full
for
pack in
chapter
there,
by
I'll
chapter,
order a pack.
because that's
Okay.
what that was generally
Yeah.
on that one that we've got
that
now.
would be.
What do you got now?
But this is gonna be more user-friendly because you can
Right.
get it open and you can
I'm a
actually
little-
read what's in the sentence.
And I guess if they rip one out, we can copy it and put one in, so it gets ripped out,
Oh.
the page.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's too bad they didn't have reinforcing, because this one's already kind of, yeah. Maybe I'll just take those old white reinforcers and put them
Oh,
all
gosh.
Because I'm I have OCD.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, anyway,
Did you like my cover page I made?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
very
nice,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't believe
Yeah,
they
but
could
what
send
I-
us
what-
binders with them, $5,800, we can't get a
Jesus.
binder.
Wendy told me they didn't even send a binder with it, that's
I
obscene.
bought binders and I made little cover sheets for it and then just.
Oh, you just got that, just the paper?
Yeah,
Yes, they were
this
just
right
packages
here
of
did
Oh my
not come
God.
with it.
I bought binders and then I tried to make that look a little bit like the
Yeah.
front of our cover that we
Oh,
already
no.
have.
Yeah, it looks
No,
nice.
thank you, it looks good, no.
And I learned how to make a seal in Word.
I see that,
Man.
it's even
I
raised.
see that.
I'm impressed.
I was able to make it and then I pressed our town seal on it.
Nice.
But, because
Well,
it has a
Yeah,
picture
because
on
I
it
can
of the
see
town
that these
seal.
There's
pages
only,
are
there's only
gonna,
5 out
because
there, I need one.
I'm constantly going into, especially site plan review.
We got 5 more members than myself.
We ordered 8 books.
There
I
should be
only
8 of
took
them.
one and I gave all the rest in the office. I took the town clerk book
Yeah, we need 5 for
and I
the
put
committee and
all,
1
the
for
other
them.
7, I put in the
I
supervisor's
thought we
office.
ordered 8 of them.
I only got 5 in there.
No, I put 7 in there. I only have 1.
1 walk.
Somewhere.
Well, no, 2 walked if you only have,
I only
oh
got
wait,
Are you
5, 6,
sure?
7, yeah, 1 walked.
There's a stack of them in there.
I only count 5, but maybe
Well, maybe you miscounted someone.
or 2, maybe 3.
Or 3.
Was it morning or night
I
when they
never know. I
counted?
can't remember.
Oh, and
I will look.
Okay,
here's our certificates for that. training.
okay.
Thank you.
Kathy kept her, she wanted.
Do
Okay.
I need a motion on reports of
I did.
board meeting committees?
I don't
Right,
think so.
we just did it.
No,
So highway, you got nothing else,
I got
right,
nothing
John?
else, no.
Building and grounds, John, you got anything?
I remember.
Sarah, you got anything for you?
Ours got to put a couple orders in. Amazon and business. Well, Walmart.
Oh, shoot, you know what?
Where's my fridge clips?
Oh my God, they're sitting on the counter. I totally forgot to bring them up to you. They're nice. I can't believe you found them. I went to Curtis to try to get them and yeah, they're real nice. I lost my train of thought now. There's something I wanted you to add. Oh, do you know if we have any 15-mile-an-hour signs down at the
I
highway?
don't like it, yes.
I did have a couple complaints at Millbrook that we need to put a few more traffic to slow people
Is
down.
that what we got up there? There's some up there now or no?
There's
There's
coming
one
down,
Coming into the park.
Park.
That's it.
but we
That's
need
it.
them going
Really?
around the curve.
Oh, that's great.
Realistically, there should be one like on
Yeah.
every
Yeah,
road.
there should be.
Yeah,
I agree.
because that was one complaint I had. I forgot to ask him that, I'm sorry.
And eventually, we probably are gonna need more no parking signs.
We got
That's becoming a problem.
where we leave it open. I'm wondering, Brandon doesn't have a machine to paint the lines,
Not
does
that I
he?
know of, no.
Yes, he does.
He does?
Yeah, they do something, because they do
Oh,
our
all right.
parking
It's
lot
like a
over here
little-
I
for,
forgot
It's
to, I
like a
forgot to
stick
ask him
with a
about that. I
sprayer
was gonna
that
ask him,
just-
yeah.
they
I'll
do
ask
the
him.
handicap
He needs
parking.
to get that done, so
Okay.
you need to
Connie and
ask.
Brian are already working on it with them, that I
With
think
him?
Connie and Brian are trying to mark out where they want specific spots, because they have the measurements, they've already talked about it. They wanna mark out how they want the parking lot to look, and then Brandon's gonna come up and paint it.
Okay.
Okay, well, we need to get on that,
Yeah, I
we've
forgot
been
to ask
full,
him the
we've
other
been full because of the heat.
Well, and then people are parking like idiots lately, it's,
day.
because everybody wants to park along the edge of the, and then you can't get anybody else in the middle, because
Right,
they're
they're
all
all
parked this way instead of this
You know,
way.
I think somebody had a complaint about that, being able to get down there, and it was because they had somebody in a wheelchair. And
We have
something
two.
about the way the parking were, they couldn't get the.
Because we wanna put
Yeah.
2 handicap or 3
Very good.
handicaps
We have two
Signs, right?
handicaps.
signs,
Three.
but
We have
we need to
three
put the
handicap
lines so that they can.
So there's 2 handicap spots, one all the way to the left as you're looking at the pond, and then one all the way to the right near the fishing dock. The one furthest to the left, we've made space to the left of it so that you could park a van, a wheelchair van. If people listen to the signs.
Here's your sign. Okay. All right, police, April, anything else?
No.
Okay, ambulance, I gave you all the report. I do want to tell you, I think I talked to Pete, I think he said a 5% increase on
He
that.
did, he told me that before the meeting started.
And I don't know if I can do 5%. I don't know how y'all feel.
I don't wanna do 5%.
Did we do it 2 last year, or did he leave it the same number?
No, we did that a couple years and we should have never cut it, and I think we upped it. We upped it last year, we accepted what he offered. I don't know what, I haven't looked at the budget, but I just want to let you know, we got to see where the budget is. That's 5%. Okay, and I gave you the ambulance report. Now I need, a motion to approve the financial reports.
I'll move it.
John,
I second.
April? Okay, Roy, there's a couple you gotta sign.
I missed a couple.
Yeah, well, I missed one completely, I couldn't find it. This one?
Oh, yeah, I looked at that folder and all the all.
And said, I don't need to sign that one. And then, there was a couple questions which I think I've gotten clarification.
Trophy gave us for, over.
The, DA on your printouts,
Star Sports, Star Sports.
Star Sports was,
Polo shirts.
the polo shirts that,
Okay.
Yes.
the police got.
Can I see the vouchers? Because I'm confused as to why Shimon's in there. But it looks like it was put in there in February. So it
Well-
looks like something that just keeps carrying over, but why
There's
is
a
it this now?
Shimon supply on DA for 1,900, but there's no bill.
Oh, it's a DB.
There's no bill.
How about heat seekers?
Heat seeker was Gary Warren's for the
Oh, this
furnaces.
one is coming from?
It should be 100 less than it is.
Yes, I corrected that. It's gonna
Three
be
twenty-nine?
329. I got that one
This
circled.
dollar sign looked like a 100. That's prepaid. I'm just looking, oh, you have DB.
Right.
You didn't have anything
These
else
are-
on DB. Can I just look at DB
Yeah.
and make sure it's not?
Give me a general, because I had some circled on that one.
You talking
Um,
about contract, right?
huh?
Gary, we talking about?
He's not, he doesn't do a contract, but he'll come
Okay.
every spring, all we gotta do is call him.
Okay.
Okay, heat seekers is gonna be $329.95, everybody, not $429.95. So if you wanna change that, that's on general for July 8th.
I don't know why that's still in there.
This was a question, why are we building and grounds for manila envelopes? What does building and grounds get charged for that?
Where,
It's on, ODP, it's 1619 and it has building and grounds, code, and they were manila envelopes. And I was confused why we're charging building for that. Is there a specific reason?
1620.4, that should be, it is a 0.4 and then a 0.7 or something like that for office supplies. So it comes out under, let me get a copy of them all so I can see.
It's.
I wonder if it got
It
typed
was
in
the
wrong, but
16, it says 116,204.4.
You need me to.
This
You
one
need
on
me
the,
to-
on the,
1620 is supposed to be 0.41, and that's office supplies.
like on the PO, it
I got the
says,
0.4, but not 0.11.
Yeah, it just, I missed the one when I
We
put
should
it
make
in,
it back,
so
but I
it's
wanna make sure.
8.41.
okay, so
Office
that's gonna be
supplies.
16,204.
Sorry, I'm trying to get there.
No,
0.41.
Exactly like it is now, but add a 1 on the end of the.
All right, well, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the PO. It says A16204.1.41.
We won't have these.
Because one is general. I do them the way the comptroller says. QuickBooks
Well-
is not correct.
Oh, really?
Well, what is the number on the PO?
Show you
Is
freely.
that building and grounds or is it office?
Office,
16204.1.41,
yes,
that's office.
that's office supplies.
So this is getting changed to that correct number that's on the PO. 16204.1.41,
Heat seeker is 329.
and that's office, so that needs to be changed.
And heat seeker is 329, so we just have to minus.
I'm writing the wrong one. This is gonna be office.
Debbie said heat seeker is 100 less.
100 less, yep, so on the,
$329.95. The trophy guy I took care of. I think
What's the general codes? Where do we do that? I know, I've seen it before, but.
that's to upgrade that book that's your
Oh,
month.
no,
That's
it's also to upgrade, the
Fees.
books are, yeah, to upgrade the online.
That's like yearly. It's just,
Every time we pass local laws, they,
So each time you pass something new, it will be a sheet that needs to be added to it?
yes.
yes,
Yes.
but we have to pay a maintenance fee every year, right? That's our maintenance fee.
Mhm.
That's what I'm assuming.
$1,100.
$1,200, $1,195.
Yeah.
And
And
how are
then
they maintaining it while it's sitting in my house?
Good point. They look at it
We have
online.
E-code online. Our E-code is also online through our website.
You're right, it is.
Right,
When they
there's two more
update
that
it,
you
so
gotta
they're
sign,
going
but I
to
don't know where
send
they are.
sheets that we will be asked to put in.
And there's
our book.
usually directions that say take out page 5, add page 5 and 6, if that's where it was.
And that's one.
No, that's when we change something, what we like to try to do, because it
There's
costs,
two more.
after we pass a couple,
Do you see any yellow dots?
There's one in this one.
Okay. It was, yeah, it's right here. Yeah. You signed the first one, but there's 3 of them hooked together. They're, garbage. 3 separate locations. So you just gotta sign that one.
If you wanna leave early, something you wanna show
Okay.
there.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, so what are we doing about DA Chemung Supply Corporation? Did we
I
pay
just
this
have
bill or
no
do we?
idea why that's
we
in
owe
there
it?
from February. It hasn't been in there on our other bills. I just hit print, I don't know how that just appeared in there from February 8th. If there's not a bill in there for it,
I don't have a bill for it, that's why I circled it.
my guess is it has to come out. I don't understand why it's been carried over.
Where is it?
It's on DA, look on your, on these
Yep,
things,
yep.
okay?
The only
It's-
thing I
it's
typed into
DA.
DA is the $26.
It's Chemung Supply Corporation, it's got the date of 2/8, snow removal and ice, 1934-75. I don't know if we've paid it or if we owe it, or, but I got no bill.
Why? Well, obviously you gotta ask Brandon. She wants to find, no, I've seen that.
But this was in
Yeah,
February.
I know, I'm not sure why it would be.
I don't know why it carried over. I just add them when I do the bills and then I print it. So
All right,
somehow-
so
Have to
the,
check that out.
so
I
the
think that's
bottom
gonna have to
line
come
for DA will be 2668.
Yep.
Okay? And then on general,
375179.
that's minus the 100.
Wait, what?
375179.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm dyslexic. I wrote it backwards.
Sounds like me.
Okay, all right, TOV is correct, 1605. DA will be the 2668. The DB is 10,321, 10,321.
FX is 10,321.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong, I flipped it over, I thought it went on the other side. I guess I better put my glasses back on.
$10,321, right?
That's
That's
FX, that's FX.
So
Okay.
DB is 4724.99.
Okay.
Repeat that, 47.
24.99.
When you're through, just tell me when you're through.
And South of Rhode Line had 0. Okay,
Sounds good.
all right, is there any other questions or any, discussion? Everybody? April, you good? Okay. The prepays, the only thing I want to tell you about, and I talked to, I don't know if I talked to all of you or just a couple of you. The cameras, we have a resolution, I think. Did I do that for the cameras? Yes. We'll put it in the building line because they all thought that it's building and grounds. Because it's all, we're having cameras everywhere. I was gonna take it out of TLB, but everybody thought that we should be buildings and grounds, okay? So I just wanted to explain that to you. Okay. Do do we do this all at once or do we do it all? We do it all at once, right? So the balance sheets, any questions? I want to tell you on the profit and loss, don't be scared, because there's a lot of overages. And after talking to the comptroller, you know how I'm crazy and I do 4, 5, 6 resolutions a month? He told me I only had to do that quarterly.
Right.
But I will tell you, I've looked at these and I didn't know, I thought you gave the resolutions to Joan. The last resolution she got was number 27,
Oh, really?
and we're on 42.
Every time I tried to give her the resolution, she told me you already gave them to her. So I stopped giving them to her.
So I printed them all out, and we're gonna sit tomorrow and take care of some of
Some of
these.
this stuff, right?
And if you notice, there's a big overages on the youth program PS at 198. Don't worry, it's been being taken out of the wrong line.
Okay, I saw that, I got that marked down.
I got on QuickBooks and I'm like, ooh, that is, last year we had that all in one line. We had the 5,000 in one line. This year we separated it. And Joan didn't realize that's Connie's 34. She's been taking it out of Brian's line. So it's not actually, she's got to fix that tomorrow. I'm on top of it.
Wendy, was it the comptroller or Giovinazzo that said you can do the resolutions quarterly when the lines go over?
It was our audit guy, Mike.
Mike Giovinazzo.
Yeah, our audit guy. So, and, because I was like, Joe, that's not what I was taught. But most towns, I've talked to other supervisors, they do it just like we used to do it at the end of the year. We never did it at the beginning, they always did it at the end of the year. So I'm a little bit, so I don't know how we should do it, wait till the end of the year or do it as we see it.
Yeah.
Do it quarterly,
So-
or whatever you want to do. Not the-
But like I panic every time I see those, and he goes, you should have never had those that quick. But we've spent a lot of money and we've had a lot of in reserves that we knew we were gonna spend, so. All right, so that all, no other discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Me and Joan are gonna set the date up for the revolving loan fund too. We've been talking about that and she's just been so busy, but she's going on vacation, so it probably won't be till, end of August, I've been saying, unless we can get it in July. Cause she's got a couple members that wanna be on that and we wanna get it rolling. So, okay,
You need to introduce that resolution.
what resolution?
That's 140?
Where everybody just put the numbers
Yeah,
in.
that's right.
for general.
Yeah, 40.
Oh,
You got it, roll.
why don't we have that written down as a resolution on the?
I do, it's right there next to, it says approval of
Abstract
financial
of vouchers,
reports,
resolution
abstract
40.
vouchers, resolution number 40.
Where are my glasses? I have to put them on, maybe you can see. Oh, I see it now. Okay. Okay. So everybody's in agreement of the numbers, right? So number 40, Sarah didn't audit them this month, so you can drop her off, correct that. It was just really. And resolution number 40, 2024, authorizing to pay the audit vouchers. And as the general, 3751.79, right?
Yep.
TOV 1605, DA 2668, DB 4724.99, Suffolk Berlin 0, FX 10,321.80. Introduced by Wendy. Second. April. There you go.
Parks?
Yep.
Stockwell?
Yes.
Reichenberg?
Yes.
Wells, right?
Abstain.
Christian?
Yes.
Okay. Old business. Highway change in hours, we already talked about that, John. The live scan, we just need to make a motion to accept it with an actual copy of the contract.
Right.
Okay, so we
So
need,
you have something since the June meeting, is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Because I found a June meeting, and this is what you guys read and why you tabled. It said, LifeScan quote, I am working with the company to provide us with an extra service for a total of 6 years of software updates and maintenance at the same cost as the current quote. Request the motion if the company can accept the request or come within 300 over the current quote, that we accept and order the equipment as there is a time frame. Any grant money left over for this project can be used for the cost of the building for
the room.
the equipment, and that the maintenance, 6 years of service included would be a savings of 11,880. So that was what was on last month's report and why you guys tabled it, because he said he was still working with the guy. And you wanted to know that it was done and he got it.
April read us the email that he sent saying that he did.
Oh, I
get
didn't,
it.
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
did
realize
get
there
the,
was-
he did get
Yes.
the extra year, so it's till 2030 is
Yeah.
when he's got that free service. I wish I had it in writing, like from that. I imagine he does, but
Yeah, he emailed me the cameras.
What I could propose that we approve it with the.
based
as long as
upon,
it's
Pending their
contract-
invoice
As long as
matches.
the contract matches what we're saying.
yeah, I agree. Just make sure it matches.
I
up.
don't remember what the total price was though. Does anybody remember what the total price?
Yeah, well, I'll pull it up.
I think we got to.
the grant amount is 28,005. The software and the maintenance cost would be 1980.
Oh, he
doesn't
did say
in this-
1980?
No, that was just for 1,980 per year for the maintenance and software upgrades, but I don't think I don't have anything. I don't know if it's ever been attached to his report or if it was just something that you guys were emailing, because last time I remember a big conversation, he was still between two companies.
I remember that, and then he was trying to work with the other.
Well, I remember he pitched this one before the last time we had a big conversation about it. And he had a copy of the quote at that time, and he was saying, I'm trying to convince them to do a 6-year instead of a 5-year agreement. But I haven't seen a copy of it since then.
No,
Yeah, I don't even know how much it
It
is at all.
was, it was months ago when we saw it first.
yeah, this was sent on June 30th, just an email he sent me, the LifeScan, I was able to get the company to provide an additional year to extend to 2030.
Okay, I got here in his notes in the last meeting. The grant amount was 28,500. No, software updates and maintenance costs are $1,980 per year. 6 years of service included is a savings of 11 blah blah. So
And if there's anything left over from the grant, he said it can just be used toward the upgrade of the room
Yeah.
Right.
for having to do that. So it's under 28.5, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
total grant's 28.5.
Yeah.
Okay, I just emailed him,
them
see if he can send us a copy so we'll print it. We'll hold on that and we'll go to new business.
I'm just looking through to see if I can find it, I don't remember ever seeing.
Do you want me to actually put this on, because he has it in his report again? Do you want me to cross it off of old business and we could address it in?
New business?
Yeah.
But I have not seen like what we got for the cameras. I haven't seen that. I don't even know the name of the company. I don't even remember hearing the name. I know there's two.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
I think
What was it?
I thought it was Tascam.
there's $800.
That's
That's the camera.
cameras.
That's the camera company.
So
Oh,
he's
okay.
He's stating there's $800 left over for the remodel of the room. So whatever, this can be,
28.5
I
minus
might have it right
800.
here.
Oh, God, I love you. for
I
that.
have it right here, but I don't know how to.
I thought I had it too. I thought he sent it to us, but I can't.
Is that the
find
quote
it.
or just the price?
I believe that's the quote. It's an invoice quote. Yeah, it's the quote.
Forward it to Deb and then she can print it out.
We download it.
Okay. Give it your phone to April or to Sarah. She'll do it. She's good at that
in the
stuff.
favor of
I got it. I'm thinking David.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to be done with this.
And you don't want to talk about it every month?
No,
Come on, where's your sense of adventure, Wendy?
Come
An
on.
adventure, I guess.
You actually want to go home on a Monday evening?
I do now because my husband's retired.
Emailed?
Not going to an
Yes.
empty house no
I hope
more.
you get it here. I sent it to Wendy too, just in case.
You're no longer on home to an empty house, now I am.
I know. My house is full with my husband. I said, honey, I don't cook on Monday nights. I hope you're gonna be okay. I've been taking care of myself for years.
iTouch, you know what? I do remember seeing iTouch biometrics.
Okay, it's iTouch.
Yep, so it was
Do you want me to go print that
27,655.
Yeah,
I'll print it so
Thank
everyone
you.
has it.
2655.
Yep, 26,655. And then that's where he says the 800, whatever his grant was gonna be the extra.
And that's quotes in that thing that we got 6 years of free, the 1900 free. I know on the phone.
Log extended maintenance.
I'm sick of seeing this. I'm not sure we need it, but
It looks like there's 6.
6 years.
Yeah, because there's 4 here and then there's another 1 too, so it looks like there's 6, but just want to make sure.
Make sure there's no charge next to them.
No, they're different wordings too. Extended maintenance.
Taking in the credit. I just don't find it on mine.
Not how many books?
Maybe it doesn't have the 6 years.
I don't see where it says it in here. And if you, and how much was the, 1,600? Or was it?
That was 1980.
It's 1980, see, and I see this 1, 2, 3 times here,
1980?
1980. And then there's a 4, quantity 4, 5, 6. So it's incorporated, but the wording is different on each one. Law extended maintenance.
This one is an
Extended
extra one
maintenance.
for you to make copies because you didn't have
Use
the
per
full
year
thing.
allows the system. And that's only 4 next to that one. So that
So I
one,
think I probably
We
grabbed
might
this one
have
and said,
to
"I'll get this
table it
extra one."
till we get it.
Copies.
because I would like to see.
No, I have 5 in here,
Because
plus mine,
I think that recruits them.
so we're still missing one of them. Are you sure, like, when you didn't take one off to look at? I had 8 of them, I just took the 4th, that one's an extra, I'll look again. I don't know why this is on field for this money.
Did they want to price one place need one of those code books?
I thought we had talked about being police one before. I don't know.
We're still missing one book.
Did she give one to the police?
You know, I don't know, but we're not, she had one that she was using for copies, so that counted up to 6. We're still missing one,
Did you
right?
give one to the police?
I didn't give anything to anybody, yeah.
And there's a signature.
No.
Oh, too.
I did not, unless they got one. They were in there, sitting in the
Is
chair,
he signing that or?
and I put them up on the thing there so nobody could touch them. Obviously, they took them.
I haven't even opened one yet. I saw them there and I looked at the cover. And that was when Debbie, because I saw them laying on the chair and
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I don't have any interest in bringing home more.
I'm not bringing one home. I could care less. Leave one.
Got plenty of paper. You can keep your binder, John.
You know
Okay,
what,
guys,
you
a
know what,
binder.
you know what county does, literally? There's garbage bags right underneath each of us
You
to
throw them
set,
there, you go.
and we throw them, because we get the email before that, so I read all the resolutions and stuff, because we had 22 of them today. And actually, we had 25 of them, but on the regular agenda. And you just put them in there and they shred them.
Didn't David say he'd be available for any questions?
All right, I'm over it, we're tabling,
Yeah, I
let's go.
think so, because I'm not
Sorry.
comfortable.
You can cut.
Tabled again, till we get a written quote
I want the 6 years written somewhere, and it's
It's
not.
not,
And
okay.
each line here, if he's counting this 4, and then this one and this one of the 19,
Okay,
they're
table.
worded different.
Okay,
Tell her what to do back.
okay, but we'll look at this, so we have it.
You said something, I think, all the way about who signs the contract.
Yeah.
I think the board members at least all sign.
And we don't have that in front, I mean, I do, I
Yeah.
can print it out, but yeah, I agree, I don't think,
But I don't even know, like, is this the one company he's going with iTouch instead of,
that was the last one on June 30th.
I must have got that, I just don't know how to find it. Because I swear I got it.
It
Okay.
doesn't help that you have 5 different email addresses. Right?
I was shocked when I
I
saw that
Yeah,
in the
one
county
right, what the hell
email.
is
You don't even know what it is?
Roy thinks
You
he
need to
knows,
know.
but someone's gotta correct
I want
his
to-
for him.
this? Email.
All present and
I
accounted
can teach you
for.
how to do it.
They're all
Huh?
accounted for?
Mine is got your own email on it because it sends to like.
Perfect.
email.
I will
Frontier.
sign mine out before I leave.
Sign off Frontier. and
Okay,
it's-
just check.
We're gonna table this anyhow, because
Right, yeah.
it doesn't
Keep-
say
keep
one
it number
about
one, yeah.
sentiments, it's just there, it needs to be
All
in
right, I'll
writing.
hand, I'll give her my book later, I don't have it with me.
Thanks anyway, Deb.
Oh, you're
Well,
welcome.
at least we
I'm standing
have
by the
it.
printer and it's not coming, so I go back over and it says printer failed. I was like, "God." Okay, so we're tabling it again.
Oh, these are 3 different ones. Look,
See what
it's
I mean?
New York
That's-
Civil, New York Law, Law Extended Maintenance.
And if you look, see, it doesn't, it's hard for me to understand. If he
So
says
do we have to pay 1,900 for all 3 of these every
That
year?
would be a question I would like to know.
Good question.
Extended maintenance quantity 4 for 1980, accurate ID quantity 1, 1980. Live scale, oh wow, 1980.
Yeah, I think we have to have that explained.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
table.
I'll get with him and.
All right, next, let's go on to new business. 2025 town insurance policy.
I didn't give a copy of it because that was all fake.
Well, everybody got their booklets, right? So I don't know if you looked at, the only thing that's, I personally, I want to stay with Gladfelder because they've done right by this town. But I do like, was it Trident or Travelers? I can't remember. Trident?
Travelers didn't quote this time.
He did, because we didn't. They came in lower, but are they coming in lower and gonna hit us next year because of they want us? But I did like their umbrella thing, where it had the individual departments at that umbrella rate. So it gave us more overall umbrella than one umbrella like Gladfelder has. I did like that. You weren't here, so you don't know.
Well, and I like that it had higher property values on everything without changing premium.
The Trident did. Yeah. But Gladfelder only went up, what was it, 900 and some bucks? And they've done good by us. I mean, they took care of the tractor right away. They took care of our roof on the tree. That's my,
Take a look
Yeah,
on
I
that.
kind of lean toward them too.
yeah. So that's what I need to know who we're gonna go with. I think they did a good job. I think John, you got anything? April's.
No, I've
good, so
been
yeah,
looking at
yeah.
this, but from off and on. I like Gladfelder too because they can be cleaned in their course.
They've really taken care of us. And they really say our dam is what our problem is.
Well,
The damn dam.
can't put her,
Yeah,
they're doing too good a job, so we're gonna have to keep it.
yeah, we gotta keep praying. So,
Damn stays.
okay, so can I get a motion that we accept Gladfelder's proposal?
I'll make a motion.
You
Okay,
comfortable with that, April? You comfortable?
Yeah, I read that.
okay. Sarah, second. All in favor? Okay. Highway MEO new hire, John.
Yeah, we met with the young man, he's a young man, he just out of high school. He has a CDL, he got trained at Bosse's, went to North Norwich for a few weeks with that highway. They do a little internship there with the Bosse's.
Was it during the winter? Do you know?
2 weeks work and 2 weeks more.
Oh, okay.
And asked around about him quite a bit, and he's a worker. He's a real good worker. You know, he works on a farm. He started working on a farm 4 years ago. And I think he must have been 15, I think. He's 19 now, so. And, he knows equipment. And he has a lot of respect for people, and, you know, he's acting that way. Confidence in what he does. And, yeah, all three of us felt that take a chance. Now, there is one thing we gotta wait on. He has a personal issue that he's gotta take care of before he works with us. So we can't hire him until September 1st.
It's a medical issue, so
The medical issue,
just needs time to.
he's kind of recovering now. I would like to be, because he's young, we all talked about it, when we think he should be coming back, which would be September 1st. Brandon didn't like the idea, none of us did really, but Brandon could work with it, obviously, because, but what I'd like to do, if we can make the motion, I don't know if we can, if he gets a release from the doctor, or before September 1st, then we can hire him then.
Yeah, I think if he's medically released, I don't see any reason why he couldn't go to work.
Yeah.
The doctor says go work, right?
He lives on South Monroe.
And there's no reason for this medical condition that will cause him any problems for us down the line in
No.
regards to comp or anything like
No.
that, that it's gonna be.
He'll up and be over it.
I mean, he's young, so
Yeah. His name is-
I just looking down the road and making
Yeah.
sure that we're not.
His name is Joe Thompson. And, I think I know another kid, well, he's a kid to me, but not anymore, was Brett Schreiber. He started right out of high school, with them ago. He hung in there for all these
In
years.
BOCES, he was on there in the group that was in their honor society, honor society with BOCES. So
Oh, that's
he
good.
figured
That's
in
good.
his class, he was probably.
Anybody talk to any teacher?
Right.
I've talked to teachers, and they just said, excellent.
Can I ask, if he did an internship with North Norwich, why would they try to steal him? Do they not need anybody?
They do a contract,
Like he wanted us to do that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe
Yeah.
we should do that now.
Well, maybe, I don't know. If we want to right now, we got too many youngsters right now, we gotta get them trained, so you know what I mean? That's why we did it last year,
Right.
but, and he's close, I mean, the guy's.
Except
North
Ron,
Highway's right down the road, so,
right.
Yeah.
No.
that's-
I like that.
Yeah.
So in winter,
Local
this,
and-
yeah, and he gets kind of cheap out for a few weeks here and there, so. That's what we do.
Is
okay.
that Thompson or Thompson?
It's
Thompson.
THOMSEN.
And
Thank you. T
No P.
H O M
No P.
So
No
close.
fee. Yeah.
S E N.
That's why I asked.
This whole area is Thompson,
And I,
Thompson.
so he's working obviously now on a farm.
He'll give us
Certain-
notice.
it's Medical issue, it starts the 16th of this month, and he'll be out for so many weeks, and then, but like I said, if we can prove him that way. and
Okay.
Get him quicker and better.
So John's making a motion to hire
I
Joe
told him to stop up the next couple
Thompson.
weeks and get his packet.
The paperwork, yep.
It'd be good to get him lined up, you know, so he knows we're serious and.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell him to come get his
That's what I told
paperwork.
him, yeah, I told him wait.
Now insurance, he doesn't see
After you
me.
get his surgery, you got unseatable.
Who's got the application for the insurance?
He doesn't see me for the insurance. He sees whoever the
Stewart?
union steward is.
Okay, that'd be Justin.
Yep.
Okay.
So Justin's gotta call the,
He's gonna, I asked Brandon tonight to give him a call, invite him down, because I told him to go down the highway, meet everybody. I'll have Brandon make sure.
and have Justin have that
get
paperwork.
Paperwork ready for him.
Okay,
Make sure he gets into the consortium too.
for the drug testing.
Yes, exactly. I told him, I think we told him that night, didn't we? I'm not sure he did. I told him on the phone, I know that when I talked to
Maybe he
him.
had to take a
He's got
drug
a drug
test.
test, yeah, so we'll have to call it Emerson.
Yeah,
It's
and
gonna
like we
be-
won't,
It's a little bit of a different name.
It's
They
gonna be
sold.
Sparks Emerson,
So
yeah, Parks Emerson, no,
Park,
Parks.
Parks,
Parks,
Parks
and
Emerson.
my son's bought it, so.
Oh, that's right, I forgot about that.
Hmm.
Parks Emerson,
Wait, but
and, so we'll
I
have
think they're
to,
going to name it, right? No?
Yeah, they sent some,
Did they?
so we'll have to call them September 1
Or
or
before.
when he
But
gets
they,
there,
you
and
know,
they'll
can
schedule,
go-
they
yeah,
schedule
they
it,
can go
we
on short
don't.
notice. It's not-
Yeah.
no big deal.
We just gotta say we got a new hire, you gotta schedule a drug
Yeah.
test. Okay. Okay, I don't have a second, I need a second.
I'll second.
Sarah, second. All in favor? Or is there any more discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good.
Okay, deputy town clerk, new hire, Deb,
Jamie Coyle.
Jamie,
Her ID is still Coyle, it's Coyle Lewis.
Will Lewis.
Her ID just hasn't changed yet, so. I told her she needs to fill out her paperwork as Coyle then, so it matches her ID.
Now, is that the Jamie Coyle that was the dog warden?
Yep.
Jamie Coyle? Oh, okay.
Yep, I had two really good, I had 4 applicants altogether, I had 2 really promising. One could not work without getting holiday pay. If a holiday fell on one of theirs, and because we went with the deputy from 32, even if we stopped at 20, they would get permanent part-time benefits, but at 16, they get absolutely no benefits at all. No vacation, no sick. So my one other really good candidate could not take the position with the lack of anything.
Who was that?
Mary Brown. She
The
was
old town clerk?
Very well,
Yep.
first one.
Yep, she was town clerk here for many
Really?
years.
Jamie,
Yes, she was.
Jamie got experience as deputy or no?
Not specifically as deputy, but anybody, I'm gonna have to train, even Mary I'd have to train,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of everything has changed the way they do things.
Yep.
So it would have been less training, because she
Right.
does already have a lot of background,
Yep.
but I just couldn't sell her. I tried working with her in a lot of different angles, but it just wasn't gonna be beneficial for her to leave.
And when is the start date?
I'd like to start as soon as possible.
Which will be?
I'm thinking I'll probably start a nice fresh week, so I'd like to do whatever Monday's date is,
July
15th.
15th.
She doesn't have to do a 2-week notice.
And what days?
Monday through Thursday, 9 to 1.
9 to 1. Monday through Thursday. Okay. I need a motion for the deputy town clerk new hire, Jamie Coyle Lewis, Lewis.
Make the motion.
Okay, April, and I need a second, starting on July, I forgot to say July 15th, Monday, 9 to 1.
I'll second.
Okay, Sarah. Any discussion? All in favor?
I want to say no.
I'm gonna abstain.
It's up to you.
I like Jamie a lot. Is she gonna keep her Dollar General store job?
She's not looking at Dollar General.
Oh, she's not, because how is she gonna do both jobs? That's what I was worried about. She doesn't work at DG anymore? Okay,
She's working somewhere else part-time, which allows her the.
okay, that changes, because she's the manager down there. She was the manager, and I'm like, how is she gonna pull working 2 jobs like this? She's gonna work nights again, and, then I'll go yes. And I do, I think she's worked at Preferred too, John,
Oh, is it?
Jamie,
Nice,
yeah.
good.
So I think she should
Yeah,
have
no, I'm-
some typing
Well, I'm not
skills.
saying
and-
no because of her, no.
Yeah. So, I just thought she was gonna be double dipping, like trying to do 2 jobs, and that was gonna be too much
That's
for
why I
her.
asked if she had to do 2 weeks notice.
Right, because I was worried that she was gonna be over stressed out, because she's stressed down there. No wonder she left there. So,
They seem to burn them out there.
they do, they
Yeah.
work them to death. That other guy, that was the manager there, was
Really.
worked
With the
to death
Dollar General thing.
thing. It
Yeah, it
is.
seems
Is
to
it-
be.
So,
So
It
I
is.
wonder, have you been to the one in South New Berlin? The girl who's running that is from Norwich. And she's got a really good crew there. It's a much better store. I don't go to this one, I go to that one.
Yeah, those ones are nightmare.
they go through a lot of help, I know that.
Can't get
So,
down the aisle half the time.
I know,
It's-
too much.
There's
Go to
a
the one in
spot.
South New Berlin. It's
Too-
very
very
low
wide anyway.
organized. It's
Yeah.
clean.
okay, all in
And the
favor?
flight.
Aye.
Aye, okay. All right, K&K concrete estimate. I know we voted that we would go if it was under 2,000, but I wanted to show it to you, and you're all okay?
I'll stop.
Okay, I just wanted you to see it, that he came in at
All of a sudden,
15.
you don't see call.
All right, Joan needs a new computer desperately.
Why?
It shut down on her twice the other day. You go in there and you turn it on now, and it makes a frightening noise. Like,
When is the last time we got her a computer? Yeah.
I
It
don't,
was
I know
before
where she is.
any of our upgrades, so she has gotta be within the first couple of years that we started, and we had, what was his name? George,
oh my God, that was when that was,
like the first
10
couple of
years
years.
ago then.
Yeah,
Yeah, she needs a new computer.
okay,
That's a no-brainer.
okay.
Yeah.
So I need a motion to get Joan a new computer.
Well,
Sarah, and a second?
Second.
John, all in favor? Aye. Dog law amendments. I don't, this is for that local law book, right, Debbie?
I thought it was for the website.
for all, the website and the local law book are
Oh,
hand in
right.
hand.
Yeah.
Okay. So the changes are on page,
The third page in, that one I forgot to highlight, but 62-7C, at the very end, it says they will pay the impoundment fee set forth in section 118 of said article. That is the impoundment fees for ag and markets. So,
so we gotta change that to
It could say-
SPCA.
or section 62-12 of the local law. So they can choose whether they want to impose ag and markets law or local law. Local
Who's
law,
they?
we have more, the police officers.
Person being, oh,
Oh, the
Police
The
police.
police officer, when they're writing the ticket, they could either write an ag and markets ticket,
Okay.
or they can write a local law ticket, since we do have local law.
Okay, so you're just changing that verbiage.
To say, or
Or.
section 62-12 of local law.
And 6212 is,
62-12, if you get to it, is the SPCA fee, the $25 pickup fee.
Mileage,
We crossed out,
mileage,
well, we think we are, that's up to the board, but the mileage, I think if we just have a set fee, the mileage, we then have to keep track and have paperwork. how
have we
many
ever
miles-
charged a $20 pickup fee?
We used to when we had the shelter. This whole law is backed by the fact that we had a shelter. So we also indeed did an adoption fee. We used to adopt dogs out of our own little shelter up there
And we
by the
don't do
highway.
any of that anymore.
Because we don't have a shelter anymore.
And probably the mileage was for the dog warden, John, to take the dog over, and the police use the police car, so we don't need a mileage fee.
So we would just either leave the pickup fee at the 20, change it to 25, or eliminate it altogether. But if
I
you
think that's
change
all. Mileage.
if you change the pickup fee, then that would cover a little bit of the wage of the police officer having to drive over to Norwich. I mean, they did have to pick it up, but then we already do have a $75 redemption fee, which is a wash, because that's
Because
what
we
they
give that to
charge
the
us.
SPCA.
It doesn't help us at all.
Who pays the pickup fee?
Yeah, how are we gonna endorse the pickup fee if they go to the SPCA and pick up their dog?
They can't go to the SPCA and pick up their dog until they come here and pay the fees
fee.
that they have to pay, and we sign a receipt that they're able, that the dog is licensed, they've paid the redemption fee, and they could go pick it up. We wouldn't do that unless they paid the $25 pickup, the $75 redemption, and make sure they had a valid dog license.
Perfect, and then if they didn't, they could get a dog license at that.
Right.
That's what they usually do. If they didn't, they get the dog license, and it's all in one shot.
I kind of like that, because then it's only people who actually care about their dogs are gonna go through that.
And people that don't, they probably don't need the dogs anyhow.
Exactly, and we'll just keep picking up the same dog over and over and over.
But if you go up to the top of that same page, I was talking to a few people, and they said, the plea and conviction of the violation is not prosecuted pursuant to penal law, it's pursuant to local law.
Right.
So don't know why that has penal in there. And
And that's a $25 fee.
yeah. Oh, that's it, no, if your dog is, that part has to do with animals at large. So if your dog is at large, I think that one is, if your dog is at large, then you can get an appearance ticket, And right now, our appearance ticket is not less than $25. And that is, where is that in our local law? Gotta go down somewhere, penalties and offenses,
Over the other fees.
100, 150, and 250.
And the service dogs?
The service dog requires a
license?
license,
Yeah, why does that say,
but it doesn't require a fee. We don't charge a fee for a service dog license, but they do need to be licensed So
why don't we?
because they're exempt. Many towns they're,
Why? Because now they gotta have
Service dog.
comfort dogs. Everybody's dog is a comfort dog. They're on the airplanes all over the place.
I think we have
yours,
two.
we got it.
In our town, we have two in the last 11 years.
If they're truly a service dog, or they have to have a certificate that that's what they are.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a light project.
Okay.
So
And
that
what is
on-
the
license
imprisonment?
needs, so imprisonment, that really needs to come out of there.
Yeah.
'Cause you got DA.
We'll throw in.
You got DA by question mark by that.
Because the DA won't allow them to come through court. They throw them out because if you have imprisonment, we need to give them a court-appointed attorney or offer. So we had to take that out of our,
Trust me, that's over budget at county. You don't want to do that.
the other local law that we had to amend it and take out that
I
imprisonment
remember
because
that, yeah.
as soon as you had that, so
Okay.
Housing, wasn't it?
All right, so
take out the
that's taken,
imprisonment and leave the fine of 100.
leave the fines and take out the imprisonment.
okay, and then you're changing to a license fee or free or? I
No,
can't
the
read it.
license is gonna come out, it's gonna say does not require a fee.
A fee, okay.
Yeah, I wanna
Okay.
take out license and put in, it
Does not require
a
a
fee.
fee.
It
Okay.
does require a license still.
Okay.
Yep.
It requires a license but with no fee. Okay. Okay,
They do
any,
have to give you a document, right?
Yes.
any other changes?
Nope.
Okay,
We-
so do we have to call a public hearing on this?
We'd have to schedule a public hearing.
For,
Question about 62.7C,
62.7C.
the first one that wasn't highlighted.
Yep.
Should that say and or? Because, if we have repeat offenders, give them both,
No, you can't.
you can't.
They actually just tried that. They wrote both. And they had a whole big conversation here in court. I could hear them from across the hall. It has to be one or the other. You cannot do concurrent laws.
Okay.
So
okay.
Alright, it's good.
Okay, so we're gonna schedule that for August.
can we schedule it for September? Because I'd like to go over these changes with the town attorney and then make sure that everything else that's there works. And that just gives a little bit of a buffer.
So that's September 9, board meeting?
Let's see, okay, public hearing. Local law, I think it's just gonna be,
Maybe it's Jason.
Service dog.
no, that one is not, I don't even know if that one's licensed. Public hearing, local law, or I'm sorry, what was
Isn't it
the
the white one right over there?
I don't know.
It's always out there.
Ackerman's little dog over there?
Ridiculous. My dog's gonna have laryngitis.
September 9th.
baby, and he's barking at him. Okay,
So are we doing that at
Doing
6 or?
5:45.
Alright,
What's up? Okay,
what are we doing? 6 and then start regular meeting at 6:15?
Sounds good to me.
And I have to put 2 ads in the paper when we change the meeting.
That's not bad.
We wanna
Yeah, so
change the meeting to 6:15?
Because then we gotta advertise that the meeting won't start till 6:15. If we just do the local law at 5:45.
Yeah,
then
let's
we
just
don't-
do it. Right. You say-
5:45, sounds good.
Okay,
Whatever's easier.
okay. I thought people would show up for this one, I really did,
I
tonight.
could do a little bit, but.
Yes, I know.
Nobody get reading.
Okay, resolution 41 to amend the budget to transfer 37,000.
I'll move it.
I gotta find it so I can read it.
You want me to read it?
Sure, I'd love, to read it, because I can't find mine.
Resolution 41 of 2024 authorizing the town of New Berlin to amend the budget line FX 83204.8 source power pump contractual Whereas the town of New Berlin has voted to obtain a generator for the South of Berlin water plant due to all the power outages from storms. Now therefore be it resolved, the town of New Berlin board has to amend the FX line FX 83204.8 source power pump contractual for the amount of $37,485 from the ARPA funds. This was an upgrade to our South of Berlin water district for the water plant, introduced by Sarah.
Second.
John. Christian? Yeah. Wells right?
Yes.
Stockwell?
Yes.
Mecklenburg?
Yes.
Parks?
Yes.
And we, in the vouchers we're sending him is 10,000 deposit is what he
Yeah.
asked.
See that?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I emailed him if he needed a deposit for 1,500, but he didn't email me back. All right, resolution 42. Resolution 42 of 2024 authorizing the town of New Berlin to amend the budget line A1620.4 building CE, whereas the town of New Berlin has voted on a new camera system that's been shared services with the village of New Berlin. The share of the cost is $19,760.99. Now therefore be it resolved, the town of New Berlin has to amend A1620.4 building CE line from the general reserve line for the amount of $19,760.99. Introduced by Wendy.
I second.
April.
Parks?
Yes.
Stockwell?
Yeah.
Wells right?
Yes.
Christian?
Yes.
Mecklenburg?
Yes.
Well, this one is here. Can I ask a question? Where are these cameras going? The quote, nothing says where they're going. Some of them say that they have sirens and intercoms and scare intruders away, but I don't see where it says that they're going.
Well, I know one's going at Five Corners.
That's
I
one of
know
ours.
one's going at the highway garage. I think we have two, at least two going to Millbrook, if not three. And I
I
think
think there
the
was two, one on the driveway and one on the building.
building,
Right.
going towards the beach, I think, by the store building. And then the other three, I think, are here, if I'm correct. Was that four and this is three here? Front.
So there's
door.
8?
There's coming
No,
one.
3.
I think there's 9, because I could have sworn that we said 9 and they said 9.
That's only 2, 3, 4. That's only 5. So
Now, I think the whole estimate is for, where's that estimate? I think it was total of 9 cameras. Maybe I'm wrong, Sarah. Is that, that was improved?
total of 9 for both Village and?
There's no way.
No, because they've got just 2 at
Maybe
the
it's
water.
9 of their own.
Right.
I'm pretty sure we did 9 and 9,
Didn't
but I
pre-med.
don't remember where we said to put that.
Yeah. I thought 3 were going on this building,
3 or 4.
back, front, like pointing, so if someone comes at Debbie. And,
Front counter, you thought there was one on the back parking lot?
yeah, I think there's
I
one
would
at the
think
back
Yeah, I
door.
think that was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Be back there.
I know we definitely wanted one back there, especially given the incident we had earlier this year.
That's 6. We have the highway garage.
Weren't we talking about putting one down here by Red Mills?
Yeah,
5
at the
corners, she
5
said, yeah.
corners, because there's always an accident.
And I thought one south of Berlin, the Dying Lights.
We talked about it, but I don't know if we.
I don't think.
We wanted one at the water plant, but they're saying because of, we couldn't do one because we don't have internet.
That doesn't make sense. How's the village doing all theirs? They don't have Wi-Fi at the park.
That's what I said. There's no Wi-Fi there and they're getting like,
Huh.
was there one coming for the front door, people coming in, or just at the counter for people coming up to the counter?
I think it was just a counter.
Because when I asked David, he was a little bit confused, but he said there was gonna be one in the hallway here pointing down toward the PD, one at the PD pointing down to the front door, one pointing out to my counter, and one upstairs pointing at the PD door in case to see who's going into the PD section of the building.
I don't remember talking about all that.
which the only people that could do that have the key, but
There's no reason for it.
There's no reason to go upstairs.
I think there's 10 cameras.
You're gonna have to walk past the camera to get upstairs, so.
I think there's
One here.
10. There's 10
Coming in.
cameras.
10 total.
one like in the office pointing to the counter.
I
Right,
really don't know.
Exactly, right here, would think, the one thing why you need to come the whole hallway,
Yeah.
maybe. Just, you want people coming in, you don't know, coming through the door.
Like
and
coming
by the
through the
counter.
door.
Yeah, because I mean, people
Yeah.
who come in the back door either have a key or they're coming through PD, so.
Well, we're having one on the building.
Oh, there's gonna be
Back
one on the
parking.
building with the
Right.
intercom,
Right, so
so
that's
they
good.
can ask who it is.
Right,
So there's that one, that's gonna be at the back door.
right.
So there's the back parking lot, there's the back door, because there's two on there with intercom. He said that one was going outside so that they can, because they can't see through the door, to ask who it was.
Right.
Then he said the other one with sound is going up here to point out from my office, which that one can't have sound. He can have an intercom to ask who it is, but that's a one-way conversation recorder. But he said, well, we can turn the volume on, we can turn it on or off. But my question then, and I talked to Wendy, is who has the authority to turn it on and off and turn it on to listen to conversation when we're doing vital statistics or having a phone call? So that one is the only one, I mean, I'm all for obviously having it so you can see who's coming to the counter, but it can't have sound, and I don't understand why we're getting cameras with sound.
Is there like a law saying
Yeah.
you can have some?
Yes, that would be a one-way conversation. Somebody who is involved in the conversation has the right to record without telling the other person, but they have to be present and a part of the conversation.
Oh, okay, I got you. The one party recording law is what you're
Yes.
talking about. Okay.
So that's the only one I was a little bit concerned about, that one having volume.
Well, how does that
and-
work? Let's say there was you know how they have the auditors that come in and videotape and see if they can get you.
They're a part of the conversation. They're recording because they're one of the parties. But we just do a lot with, birth, death, marriage, and
Well, it also kind of seems to me like I'm not for or against it. I don't care one way or another.
No, I care, you get a camera in there, so no
Yeah,
But
opening
it
through that
seems
door.
like if the town of
Yeah,
New
the county.
Berlin is the recording party and you're here acting as the town of New Berlin.
I wouldn't be the recording party because I wouldn't want it recording sound. I wouldn't want my conversations recorded.
And I kind of see that a little bit. I mean, there is times throughout the day, even somebody coming in here having a general conversation that probably is nobody's business. It shouldn't be.
Right.
I know the
might-
video would be good.
You
We can
probably
see
have
something happens.
to put on the door, just
That
like
there's a
all those
camera.
places I go
Yeah,
to, this
yeah.
is, you're being
You're
recorded.
being
Follow
recorded.
surveillance.
It's, yeah.
Recording video, but not recording sound.
Yeah, you put a sign, we did that in church, we put a sign on the window. that
Right.
said,
You're being
Yeah, we had to
recorded.
do it at the firehouse.
Yeah.
But we can report both there.
I'm sure that can be
Thank
shut
goodness.
off.
Airport crap out of my house.
Yeah, mine's all recorded.
You're allowed to,
too.
by law, you can record your own
I
home,
got
that's your own.
cameras.
But the other
Your
concern
neighbor's
is
allowed to
it
record
pointing
your
into the
house.
courtroom.
Huh?
Your neighbor's allowed to record your house. Did you know that?
Yeah.
That's BS.
But the
Oh,
court is
that-
the other issue, because you can't voice record court and they're right here. So that would be the secondary. So my only concern is when it does go, I just wanted to speak publicly, that I just want to know who has the ability to turn it on and off. Because if somebody from a smartphone could be sitting in some other town and just turn on sound and listen to
Well,
conversation
that's
in
the
front
other
office.
thing that we
whatever
gotta
they
talk
felt
about.
like it's not
You
okay.
can have them connected to your smartphone, so are we gonna have the highways connected to Brandon's smartphone?
Yeah, we'll have to talk to the place you're getting them
Yeah.
from, because if you want them to only have highways, I don't know if they can split that. Like.
Right,
you
that's what
have
I'm
to say you
asking,
have
like
access to,
Millbrook, would it
this
go
room.
to you or Connie's, to our Millbrook cell phone?
I don't know.
Or would it be just one cell phone?
Well, part of
I
the
don't
fee is on there to put it on and train on the cell phones.
Okay.
So you can have it, so that's what I didn't know.
But my question is, do we want, depending on how the program works, like if they set it up so that there's, okay, with my security cameras, I have access to mine and my mom's, and they show up as different homes.
Yeah.
And if, if you can separate which sections. you
Right,
know, it's like
Location.
Brandon doesn't need to have access to this building security cameras.
Right. The other
That'd be
problem,
annoying.
the other
Right.
problem with having them on people's phones, their personal phones, if that's what we're doing, then we now have a stake in the personal phone. I don't know if we should be messing
could be
with it.
foiled.
We can record it somewhere and have a recording of everything.
And I
guess
So
it's
we
a
have to
town
review
phone.
it.
Right, it's Brandon's
Right.
phone would be the town phone. There's 2 PD phones, there's a Millbrook phone.
Yeah,
But
we own
using
those
somebody's
phones.
personal phone.
Yeah.
that's a
No, those
whole
ones are
different
all-
ballgame.
The town smartphones.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But then, of course, there'd be a maintenance fee for that service.
What's already in our contract.
So that's
For
good.
6 years.
No, there's not supposed to be any maintenance fee.
There is a maintenance
On
fee, but they
smartphones,
are covering it with the,
Well, we need to see that,
Right.
because when I totaled what he's got here with that 19 whatever, when I totaled that up, that was the amount.
Wait, you guys got two different
Yeah,
things.
the 19
That's
is
the
the
live
live
scan,
Oh,
that has a
sorry,
maintenance
yeah.
fee. We were
My
told
bad.
by Mary Ellen and by David, there's no monthly maintenance fee.
For
For these
smartphones,
cameras.
there have to be.
There would have to
I think there's an annual maintenance fee. I'm fairly confident when we looked at the quote, there was an annual
I have
contract.
never seen any without an annual contract.
Yeah,
Because that's,
there's no
because
way you're not.
I said, what is, and she told us right here.
I remember her saying something about.
Yeah, because I asked that, if there was a maintenance
That was
fee.
the original, it was David that got the quote, not Mary Ellen. Mary Ellen went to David and then he got a quote.
Well,
So maybe originally what Mary Ellen was looking at was that, but then, I don't know if it's a different company or same, but then we added the town in.
No, it's always been the same company,
Same.
because I have the original quote that the village one asked us to help
Yeah, I
pay.
think David gave her a contact.
And that was 24 or something, and then this quote. That's why I wish this didn't get put in prepaid. It should have been on unpaid, so we could hash these things out.
I have the check on my desk, Wendy.
Oh, I thought it was
You
more
were-
last week.
You were very concerned about it, so I left it on
Yeah,
my
I
desk
was
until
like,
after this
I
meeting.
wish we didn't prepay that because we have a lot of questions still.
I left it on my desk.
That's
for
why I
that
thought it
reason.
was already mailed. I told Pete we already cut the check.
I wasn't gonna go in on that one, I just thought I'd let you know at some point.
Because they haven't
cameras
cut
came
their
up.
check. That's why I was like, we gotta wait till they cut our check. But it was in the prepaid. I'm like, shit, we shouldn't have mailed that yet. Because what if they back out? We only agreed to do it if they're doing it.
Right.
Yeah, we can't.
right.
And they voted on doing it. They said they did. We voted on doing it.
Clear imaging.
But I asked and they said there was no maintenance fee.
8 megapixel. See, I can't understand whether conduit back box, there's 7 of those. Audio alarm, 8 millimeter lens, where's that smartphone, standby.
And see, I don't know if
APS.
they just need electric or they do need internet.
So
They
village
just come in through
drive
the-
with
like
a
a
3-year
phone line?
warranty. Drives will be in RAID 5 for redundancy on drive failure. Yeah, active strobe light and audio alarm to warn intruders off.
I think that's for the back doors and I don't know where the village is putting theirs. maybe
Clear
in the car.
imaging against strong back, focus on
Because
human
that
and
would scare
vehicle.
somebody.
I think those are the road ones.
Be waiting to hold
intersections.
park.
We got rid of that alarm system once, didn't we?
Yeah.
Before you guys came
Yeah.
on, somebody was always getting
Blame
run
it.
down.
Yeah.
Oh, there's page 3, that's why I wasn't finding it.
Yeah, and I asked him and he told me there was no maintenance fee and I asked her.
Well, something else.
There's cable that runs between these, it says. Cable runs to each air fiber bridge unit. Power over Ethernet switch.
Because the monitors are gonna be in the police on the back wall,
Yeah.
just like our old one. I think it's gonna be set up just like our old one. You just, it's got this, whatever, 10 cameras, 6 cameras, 12 cameras. It shows you all the angles and it's gonna be housed in the back on that, on a TV monitor. And I think it records it.
It should, yeah, because didn't he say it records it? I forget what else he was talking about on it, but.
And the
we
cover,
wanted
I
to
said,
record
Pete,
or else
really?
it's useless.
You need a license plate reader, like 2 cameras that the village got and license plate readers. I'm like, really? You had to go that far?
Just because you can get the technology, don't
I mean, you need it. Exactly. I was like, come on, Pete. Well, I think it'll be good, Wendy.
What's he gonna do with license plate readers?
Well, they'll be in the back and the police can tell and,
Yeah, they can't ticket anybody from them without having special.
Well, you know, if it's the story, if you don't see it happen, then you can't prove it happened, so.
So program and installation of all above equipment.
yeah, I
The
didn't
three
see any
guys,
maintenance fee because I
Training
looked at
the
all,
system.
no.
Any smartphones.
It might have
to be
been on the
programmed.
village ones at the beginning, but I looked this over and I compared it to the village one and I didn't see it. So, okay, well, I'll talk to David one more time, but don't mail the check tomorrow. Just so we can make sure. And we'll make sure where the cameras are going.
Yeah.
Because you said he's putting one upstairs in the hallway.
He said he was
You
putting one upstairs pointing to the PD door.
Where is that?
Down by the assessor, he's putting a breakaway bar lock on the door.
That I knew, he's saying,
And-
so they don't get locked in up there.
Upstairs, no, so that we can't get in from
Where?
Penny's.
So like, he'll have a door that it'll lock, so you can't get it up to the locker room.
Behind Penny's desk, there's
So
the
there's
door
a
that
door
goes
that
up.
goes right upstairs. That'll have a, like
They'll
the,
fall
like,
down the damn
you know,
stairs,
well, that's for murder. If there's a fire, you gotta be able to get out. It'll be locked on the inside, but you know how like the fire plant,
Crash bar.
it has push bar so you can come out.
Yeah.
You can push it.
Just put the crash bar.
Yeah, so you
Putting
can
a
push
crash
it
bar,
up.
because that door is not locked right now. They can go up there, but he's gonna lock it so you can't get into it from the outside. But if you're up there, you can do the crash bar to come behind
get
and
out.
out of Penny.
Because they usually don't use that stairs, because they use the front ones.
No, they use the stairs by Penny,
They do?
all the time. They don't use these front ones.
I've seen them use the front ones.
Oh, barely ever.
Okay, let's go. Can we close this? Are we
Yeah,
done?
keep going here.
We're done? No, I don't have any correspondence. Any other business anybody needs to talk about?
Wait, all right, we did 42. Hold on, let me just double check here. Yeah, you have to do the local laws.
We did them.
No, you did not.
Okay, get us
Yeah.
through.
To
Yeah,
approve them. Oh,
approve.
gosh.
Yeah.
Put my glasses back on, sorry. Okay. All right, so local law, I thought we just did these. Didn't we just read oh, they were the resolutions.
They don't have a number.
Shoot.
do they?
What are these numbers gonna be? Do you know yet?
They won't be numbers until they're filed, and they can't be filed until after the election, so they'll take the next two
That is gonna be in the
sequential
local law.
numbers at
Okay.
that time.
All right, so we need to make a motion to pass the local law number of 2024 to change the town clerk position from elected to appointed.
Move it.
We were going to put it on the ballot.
This is to put it on the ballot. We did our public hearing. We have to accept that we did it and that we want to go for it. John,
I'll second.
Sarah? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, local law blank number of 2024 to change the town supervisor term from 2 years to 4 years. I need a motion.
I had two, was everybody and I just heard John and Sarah.
Oh, aye. Say no if you want to say no.
I was not on it.
No,
I'm not denying.
no, that's on the first one. Yeah, okay. Okay. Local law, okay, next one, 24, to change the supervisor term from 2 years to 4 years. I need a motion.
I make a motion.
April, and a second.
Second.
Roy, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Okay, so it was 3-2. 3 noes, 3 yeses, or 2 noes, 3 yeses. Okay, oh, the records management research. That's for the police records.
For
Debbie,
all records.
Debbie gave you some information on that. Well, we're only really talking about the police. And John, you have to get here one day when Karen's here, or make an appointment with Karen. Because we have to separate the court records. You need to go up in the building with Karen and she'll show you where her records are, and either we put a door up or we gotta make them move them.
Okay.
The easiest thing is to put a door up to lock her records.
Yep.
Okay, so that's gotta be, it'd be a nice little winter job for Brian if you hire Brian or get somebody to
Okay.
do it. Okay, but you need to look at it and so she can show you.
Okay.
Okay. Next thing is police records. Debbie gave everybody, did everybody get the pamphlets she gave out? With what she has found out. I've contacted the sheriff, the county lawyer. I talked to Joe Angelino today about it. He's gonna look into it a little bit further. But we're all arguing over something that we don't even know what's up there. The records that could be up there could have been when they established the police department. And this is what Joe and the sheriff said. Any cases that we have that either get closed, dismissed, or whatever, the tickets that they write and stuff have to stay in the police if it's invested. It doesn't go in the police hold those records. If it's established in the police department up there, and some records have to be sealed, some have to be held for 100 years. You wouldn't know what gets sealed. You wouldn't know what gets not sealed. You wouldn't know what can be public or not. Only the police will know that. So I think we need to start by seeing what is in the records upstairs before we move them.
Everything right up until David.
Yeah, but are they tickets and stuff? Or are
Absolutely.
those should be housed, if they were tickets and reports written out, should be housed with the police.
But not according to everything I gave to you. If anybody read that, they're telling me no.
Well, the
I
problem
need
is in
access
the
to
thing,
all of them.
you will have access. If you need access, we're not taking them out of the building. We're moving them from one room to another room. If you need access, you'll be able to get access. The police can open the thing. He told you right in front of me, he would open it. If he won't open it, I'll get the key and open it for you.
You also told me that I would end up with
But-
all of the personnel records that all of these also state. And when you said, well, if that's how it is, then he needs to give them to you. He came in behind me and said, absolutely not.
He's told me you have what you're supposed to
No,
have, and
I'm
he
so-
has what he's
He's
supposed to
not
have.
supposed to do FOILs for personnel. It is a conflict for him to do FOILs for the employees that he has. I am responsible for all FOILs in the entire town by law.
Well,
And if I don't have the
asked
records,
town,
I
I
can't do
asked
the
the
FOIL.
Association of Town if he could be the FOIL request for police, and they told me he could be. So that's an argument, and I disagree with that. I think he has to be the FOIL request for his employees because it has to
They're
be
not his
redacted.
employees, they're the town's employees.
But they're under his management.
Yes, but they're not
And-
his employees, so the
And at
records are
county,
town
everybody
records,
every department has their own FOIL request officer.
But not for personnel.
So,
They do not have the personnel records for anybody in their department.
well, like I said before, I would have fought.
I'm just
and
saying,
I
I'm
would
not
have
able
fought for
to
Lisa
do
for her stuff not
my
to be
job.
personal. So, but we need to see if there's any pending cases or something, because I'm telling you right now, this police department has never been ran. It's the way it's supposed to be. In my opinion. It started out as a good plan, but I don't think they followed the law books of like a sheriff, a state police or anything.
But we keep getting off track of
And-
the matter at hand. And the matter at hand
Is the records, Debbie.
everybody keeps on researching and asking like one individual who's dealing with county, which is a union, and they're a totally separate level department. Angelino is state, a totally separate level department. I reached out to how many
Okay,
places.
I'm
and
gonna,
they
you're out of
all-
order. I'm gonna stop you right now. I reached out to Joe Angelino because he works for the Village of Sherburne Police Department still to this day. And I asked him, does the clerk handle the records or does the police department handle the records? That's why I reached out to Joe Angelino. So that being said, it's our decision. If we get in trouble because of something we're making you do, then we'll be
It's not
accountable
you, it's
for it.
me. I'm the
Well,
one
then you're gonna
responsible.
blame it
I
on
took
us.
the oath and I
And everybody else here took an oath and that police officer took an
But I
oath.
took an oath for these records.
So, and we'll see what the record, if they're anything to do with criminal cases, then they're gonna go under the police. If they were tickets written, that is all under the police because they don't know. He told me that you can't determine if something was thrown out of court and this guy was accused to it, and you go up there and somebody asks for this guy's record and you give it to him, we could be in trouble because you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know what could be given and what can't because you've never been trained in police work, Debbie. You're not a police officer.
I would go with
So-
the town attorney and I would
Well,
consult with
I
the
would
officer
say-
in charge at the time.
I-
I'm not saying I'm gonna make the decision.
Well, we know how that worked. We've already had an issue. You wouldn't even give him a FOIL request for him to get the stuff. You wouldn't even show it to him. We didn't even know it was illegal. We already had a battle over that. I'm
It
not
was
fighting with this
illegal.
anyway.
And
You wouldn't give it to Roy, you wouldn't give it to the supervisor, I wasn't the supervisor, you were the deputy, you wouldn't give it to him, you fought all of us.
he said.
I'm not
he didn't
arguing
want
it, I'm
He
not
said it
arguing.
had nothing to do with it. I'm
You
not
said it was
trying
the
to
DA, he said it was
Oh my
the,
gosh.
what's called, I'm
Maybe
not going down
not
this
trying
road.
to argue. I'm trying
I'm
to show
done.
you that I found all these
The police
legal-
records will be stored by the
The
police
police
department.
records are in my records room.
And
I
we will
make
go through them.
copies. They're not.
There's
going
no
to be
sense of
moved.
wasting taxpayer dollars. You're
But
gonna
I
settle
have to
David
listen to what
when
the law
he,
said to me.
when
The law
he,
said to me, I
gets
can make
time.
copies.
when he gets time, you can go in there and look. If there's nothing he needs to have out of those things, then we don't need to make copies. They can stay in that
I
room.
am not to
It
give
could
up the
be.
records.
He can go in, anybody has the right to go look at our records.
You
Debbie.
know they do not. And I showed you right on that.
So what do we
other
gotta
video,
have?
guys.
Get a FOIL request to get all of our records? Is that what you're
You
telling me?
do not have the right to access the records vault. It's not just a simple little thing.
They're
I
public
gave you a paper.
records.
If you would have read it, it
I'm
says
done.
the
I'm
town
done arguing
supervisor,
with
the town board, nobody has access to the records vault. It is an
But you
absolute
can
no.
take the public up there to look for records.
No, I can go up and go through the records and fill a FOIL request.
Okay. All right, we're adjourned. This discussion's over. I'm not fighting about it anymore.
I am not
Roy,
giving
motion
access
to
to my
it.
records room.
Roy
I
is,
second, it's 8:51.
okay, beautiful. Okay, do you want to talk to David or do you want me to go back to cameras?
I will talk to you because I want to get this in person.
Okay, and then you're gonna ask him about the 1980s on the scan.
Right, well,
Like,
yeah,
get the-
yeah.
get
Well,
the
I wanna ask him about this, if there's a service fee to the
Like,
cameras. and
like
then-
all this is looking like it's on the quote, but we thought we were getting it free from the quote.
And if you add up the quantities, it adds up